NTV.
In Star Profile today, we look at IJ's other half, Irene Namubiru. She had her education at Mitiana Senior Secondary School, Bugembe Adventist, after which she continued to Namasagali College, where she did a lot of singing. During her senior 4 VAC, she met Ragadi, expressing her ambitions to sing. She did an audition and joined the Homies, which consisted of Ragadi, DJ Messi and Irene. Altogether, the trio released their first single, Bamusakata. Irene had her first concert on the 17th September 1995, and that was her first time to hit the entertainment headlines in the local papers. At this point, she decided to do music professionally and earn money from it. But at the same time, she also knew that she had to continue with her education. When she was done with school, she joined a live band where they used to perform mainly at corporate functions. In 1999, she joined Juliana Kanyomozi, her former schoolmate at Namasagali College, and together they formed the R&B all-girl group called IJ. In 2000, they released a single-track album titled Vive la Vie, which they never sold but launched nonetheless, 1 month after which she left for France, thus disbanding the group. While in France, she formed the Afro-soul group Nujeli in 2001 with the help of Julien Grout, releasing songs like Nsanji, Keko. Later on, Irene joined forces with singer Bebe Cool in the song Simbalala, among many others. The songs enjoyed critical acclaim and moderately good airplay in Uganda. However, Irene didn't achieve widespread success until 2006 when she released her album, which won the R&B single category in 2006 at the Palm Award. Since then, turning back has never been an option for Irene, who has released hit song after hit, which have earned her several leading awards in the Uganda music industry. In 2011, Irene capped the most successful year ever by winning in 4 categories of the 2011 Palm Awards. She won in the categories of Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best R&B Single of the Year. The mother of 2 has, besides singing as a profession, made making friends her specialty, as she becomes the first Ugandan to rub shoulders with Ronaldinho, one of the best footballers in the world. In Star Profile today, we look at IJ's other half, Irene Namubiru. She had her education at Mitiana Senior Secondary School, Bugembe Adventist, after which she continued to Namasagali College, where she did a lot of singing. During her senior 4 VAC, she met Ragadi, expressing her ambitions to sing. She did an audition and joined the Homies, which consisted of Ragadi, DJ Messi and Irene. Altogether, the trio released their first single, Bamusakata. Irene Irene had her first concert on the 17th September 1995, and that was her first time to hit the entertainment headlines in the local papers. At this point, she decided to do music professionally and earn money from it. But at the same time, she also knew that she had to continue with her education. When she was done with school, she joined a live band where they used to perform mainly at corporate functions. In 1999, she joined Juliana Kanyomozi, her former schoolmate at Namasagali College, and together they formed the R&B all-girl group called IJ. In 2000, they released a single-track album titled Vive la Vie, which they never sold but launched nonetheless, 1 month after which she left for France, thus disbanding the group. While in France, she formed the Afro-soul group Nujeli in 2001 with the help of Julien Grout, releasing songs like Nsanji, Keko. Later on, Irene joined forces with singer Bebe Cool in the song Simbalala, among many others. The songs enjoyed critical acclaim and moderately good airplay in Uganda. However, Irene didn't achieve widespread success until 2006 when she released her album, which won the R&B single category in 2006 at the Palm Award. Since then, turning back has never been an option for Irene, who has released hit song after hit, which have earned her several leading awards in the Uganda music industry. In 2011, Irene capped the most successful year ever by winning in 4 categories of the 2011 Palm Awards. She won in the categories of Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best R&B Single of the Year. The mother of 2 has, besides singing as a profession, made making friends her specialty, as she becomes the first Ugandan to rub shoulders with Ronaldinho, one of the best footballers in the world. In Star Profile today, we look at IJ's other half, Irene Namubiru. She had her education at Mitiana Senior Secondary School, Bugembe Adventist, after which she continued to Namasagali College, where she did a lot of singing. During her senior 4 VAC, she met Ragadi, expressing her ambitions to sing. She did an audition and joined the Homies, which consisted of Ragadi, DJ Messi and Irene. Altogether, the trio released their first single, Bamusakata. Irene had her first concert on the 17th September 1995, and that was her first time to hit the entertainment headlines in the local papers. At this point, she decided to do music professionally and earn money from it. But at the same time, she also knew that she had to continue with her education. When she was done with school, she joined a live band where they used to perform mainly at corporate functions. In 1999, she joined Juliana Kanyomozi, her former schoolmate at Namasagali College, and together they formed the R&B all-girl group called IJ. In 2000, they released a single-track album titled Vive la Vie, which they never sold but launched nonetheless, 1 month after which she left for France, thus disbanding the group. While in France, she formed the Afro-soul group Nujeli in 2001 with the help of Julien Grout, releasing songs like Nsanji, Echo. Later on, Irene joined forces with singer Bebe Cool in the song Simbalala, among many others. The songs enjoyed critical acclaim and moderately good airplay in Uganda. However, Irene didn't achieve widespread success until 2006 when she released her album, which won the R&B single category in 2006 at the Palm Award. Since then, turning back has never been an option for Irene, who has released hit song after hit, which have earned her several leading awards in the Uganda music industry. In 2011, Irene capped the most successful year ever by winning in 4 categories of the 2011 Palm Awards. She won in the categories of Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best R&B Single of the Year. The mother of 2 has, besides singing as a profession, made making friends her specialty, as she becomes the first Ugandan to rub shoulders with Ronaldinho, one of the best footballers in the world.
Nangirira omwaka gwa Mukama ogw'okuganja akkiriza okuzimba ku nnyumba kale mugunozimba.
Our star today is Pastor Wilson Bugembe, who grew up in some of the worst conditions a person can go through. During his early years, the young Bugembe lived through unfortunate trials and temptations. This include the loss of his 2 parents, death of his siblings, and untold suffering for over 4 years as a street child. After the death of his parents and siblings, Bugembe faced life all alone. He was mistreated by those that had earlier on promised to help him. With no shoes, 1 yellow shirt and a pair of shorts, Bugembe left home and decided to face the world alone. As of today, Pastor Wilson Bugembe is one of the best gospel artists in East Africa. From grass to grace, the singing pastor is indeed Uganda's gospel shining light. His life is a clear testimony. His breakthrough song was Jagala Kumanya. The song sold out and received massive airplay on both radio and TV stations. At this stage, however, the gospel music fans were not yet so familiar with the person behind this life-inspiring hit. From Jagala Kumanya, Pastor Bugembe proved that he had come to stay when he released yet another song titled Komaweka. These 2 sold out highly and was followed by other inspirational and social awakening hits. When you try to analyze Pastor Bugembe's projects, your conclusions will be far from the genuine reality. The fact is, Pastor Bugembe is simply unpredictable. Unlike the majority of gospel artists who only sing worship and inspirational songs, the pastor does the same, but goes a step further and adds a lot of spice in his projects. His songs inform, inspire, counsel, educate, entertain, and also manifest God's manifestation of talent. Even on a bad day, Pastor Bugembe's songs just have a way of wearing a long-lasting smile on your face.
Bambi, bavuma muvume tebazanya nazango watu rafiki amulabule nkomerere tuse Bambi, byabita katemba amatabago alangirira omwaka gwa Mukama ogw'okuganja akkiriza okuzimba ku nnyumba kale mugunozimba.
Our star today is Pastor Wilson Bugembe, who grew up in some of the worst conditions a person can go through. During his early years, the young Bugembe lived through unfortunate trials and temptations. This include the loss of his two parents, death of his siblings, and untold suffering for over 4 years as a street child. After the death of his parents and siblings, Bugembe faced life all alone. He was mistreated by those that had earlier on promised to help him. With no shoes, one yellow shirt and a pair of shorts, Bugembe left home and decided to face the world alone. As of today, Pastor Wilson Bugembe is one of the best gospel artists in East Africa. From grass to grace, the singing pastor is indeed Uganda's gospel shining light. His life is a clear testimony. His breakthrough song was Jagala Kumanya. The song sold out and received massive airplay on both radio and TV stations. At this stage, however, the gospel music fans were not yet so familiar with the person behind this life-inspiring hit. From Jagala Kumanya, Pastor Bugembe proved that he had come to stay when he released yet another song titled Komaweka. These two sold out highly and was followed by other inspirational and social awakening hits. When you try to analyze Pastor Bugembe's projects, your conclusions will be far from the genuine reality. The fact is, Pastor Bugembe is simply unpredictable. Unlike the majority of gospel artists who only sing worship and inspirational songs, the pastor does the same, but goes a step further and adds a lot of spice in his projects. His songs inform, inspire, counsel, educate, entertain, and also manifest God's manifestation of talent. Even on a bad day, Pastor Bugembe's songs just have a way of wearing a long-lasting smile on your face.
Ine, wacha mchezo, uba matabagaja gaje, nja kugamba, stop, chuka, genda, baka bwaise.
Our star profile today is the breathtakingly beautiful R&B soul singer Juliana Kanyomozi. A second last-born in a family of 6 children, Juliana was born on the 27th November 1980. Juliana started her career while performing karaoke in different places around Kampala in the early 90s. Juliana, together with Irene Namubiru in their group IJ, did wonders when they released a track album that immediately became a hit. The IJ duo was Juliana's first music collaboration, though an incident of luck since they were brought together after Steve Jean spotted their talent. Juliana Kanyomozi has risen to become one of the biggest music divas in Uganda and East Africa at large. She has won at least 10 Pearl of Africa Music Awards. In 2004, she won Best R&B Artist. In 2005, Most Inspiring Song, Best R&B Single, Best R&B Artist, Best Female Artist, and Song of the Year for her song Mamambire. She has collaborated with Bobi Wine and they came up with tracks like Tatawa Wana Yani. Kanyomozi also sang tracks like Say Yes. Juliana Kanyomozi was also a part of the HIV/AIDS campaign song called A Little Bit of Love, with Ugandan musicians like Kid Fox, Jackie Chandiru, Cindy, Nandija, Nikki Nola, Peter Miles, Mr. Mosh and Misach Semakula, among many others who brought out their best of talent, preaching about the dangers of AIDS and the solutions to prevent the killer disease. Her music prowess has also seen her as a judge of Project Fame, a music competition for artists from East Africa. Also, her song, Kanyimbe, became a hit in the gospel world, and this truly enmeshed her versatility with all genres of music. Juliana is a first cousin to King Oyo of the Toro Kingdom in Uganda, a fact that many people in Uganda do not know. Kanyomozi's father and King Oyo's father are biological brothers, and that she's actually a princess of the Toro Kingdom as well. Sally, also known as Bebe Cool, Munene Big Size, the Bogolako superstar, also popularly known as East Africa's Mr. Showbiz, is a reggae musician who was born on 1st September 1977 to a popular politician, Jabez. He started his music career in the mid-90s while at Chitante High School, where he was an entertainment prefect, together with Rudeboy Devo and Luther T. Like many other Ugandan musicians, Bebe Cool went to Nairobi, Kenya in 1997, where he started to make his name as a prolific musician, together with Red Sun and Chameleon.
I'm on a handle, no matter what kind of trouble. I'm on a handle, real man should handle.
Bebe Cool was one of the first artists affiliated with Ogopa DJs, a production house and record label in Kenya, but a few years later he moved back to Uganda. Bebe Cool, who sings in Luganda, English and Swahili, has done a number of songs with multiples of collaborations with artists like Bobi Wine, Kid Fox aka King Steven, Irene Namubiru, Tiktar and many other artists. Bebe Cool teamed up with Kenyan music duo Necessary Noise, Peter Miles and Mesha to form a reggae group known as the East African Bashment Crew. They released a number of songs like Kube, Fire Anthem, a hit that saw Bebe Cool to the Palm Award Artist of the Year nominations of 2006, and Africa Unite. The group was nominated at the inaugural 2008 MTV Africa Music Awards.
Excuse me. Number one, me a bad man making me surround them. Give them no special excuse.
Bebe was also nominated for the Kora All African Awards in 2003 and 2005, where he bagged the 2003 Kora Awards Best East African Artist.
nataka mpenzi chop chop.
Bebe Cool Munene is a musician who believes in himself and his talent. He's married to model and former Miss Uganda contestant Juliana Kanyomozi, and together they have 2 sons. Today he's ranked among the top 5 musicians in Uganda's music industry.
Abalabe bakulumbanga nawo balumba kuba bulamu bwe tuliko minzani nakazibungabuka kuba nina obuzito obumala okuyitawo ku minzani.
The self-styled ghetto president is one of Uganda's top singers. Born on 12 February 1982 in Mpigi district, Bobi Wine, also known as Robert Chagulanyi, grew up from the slums of Kamocha in Kampala. His career started way back in high school, where he entertained fellow students for the small fee of 50 shillings each. This culminated into his first hit, Akawungeezi, in 2000. Bobi Wine has managed to build himself a winning brand name by releasing several albums such as Kagoma, Funtula, Bam Bam, amongst many others. In 2006, he won the coveted Artist of the Year prize in the Pearl of Africa Music Awards. Bobby holds a bachelor's degree in music, dance and drama from the prestigious Makerere University. He's happily married to Barbara Itungo, with whom they have 3 children: Kampala Solomon Walakira, Shalom Nairobi, and Shilling Shaka. He lives in a mansion in Gayaza and has driven all the vehicles of his dreams, including a custom-made Cadillac Escalade, which he recently donated to Nachivubo market yard traders after they lost their business in a fire. He's the true picture of a person rising from the most challenging situations, the ghetto, to high levels of achievement. His Excellency Bobi Wine is today adored and glorified from the slums to the most affluent places in Uganda. He is one of the biggest East Africa dancehall musicians.
Jaweza takusau ya zamani iliyopitia hii dunia.
You should think about tomorrow, not only today.
Influenced by the beauty and unique spirit of his home country, Uganda, Maurice Kirya's music is an uncommon blend of soul, Afro and R&B, which he prefers to call Woyo, which means soul. At the age of 15, Maurice started singing professionally and recorded with popular Uganda gospel, rap and jazz artists. Maurice has performed throughout Africa and was the 2007 Best R&B Artist winner of the Pearl of Africa Music Awards in Uganda. He was also nominated at the Kisima Awards in Kenya and has worked with the legendary Mali musician Musa Diallo, Cecile Verni Quartet from Germany, Beniwe from Paris, First Love from Uganda, Pragmo from Uganda, and Kasozi from the UK.
If I ever lose my mind and don't say that I love you, just know that it's true. And if
Kirya has written songs for different jazz musicians, provided background vocals for singer and producer Steve Jean, and recorded the East African anthem with Susanna Wio from Kenya and Pauline Zongo from Tanzania. In 2008, Maurice joined hands with longtime friend and musician Kawesa to stage a concert dubbed Music with Heart that raised funds for children needing open heart surgery at the Children's Charity Ward in the International Hospital, Kampala. Maurice has performed with Jonathan Butler and was chosen as one of the 10 best live performers in Africa by Sauti za Busara Music Festival. Kirya also runs a monthly show titled The Maurice Kirya Experience that showcases live acts from East Africa and numerous other parts of the world. The show has been credited for boosting the live music scene in Uganda since it exposes established and non-established live musicians and poets on a professional stage. The famous Cecile Verni Quartet has also graced the show. Maurice Kirya believes his music will move people's hearts, encourage people's hearts, strengthen people's hearts, and heal them.
Sylvia Aari, famous for both her entrepreneurial skills and creative talent in fashion and modeling. Her designs are appreciated by all and sundry, and her participation in a variety of prestigious events all over Africa have worked to make her a respected designer throughout the continent. Having studied with some of the most skilled professionals in London, her design ethos is the result of the excellent training she received, added to her unique imagination and natural talent. His Excellency the President Museveni recently recognized Sylvia's contribution towards Uganda's development when in June 2006 she received the Presidential Transformers Award. Sylvia's style is recognized as being bold while staying approachable. Her break into fashion happened when she took on the challenge of revitalizing the Miss Uganda beauty pageant between 2001 to 2004, which, following her input, became one of the most significant events on the Ugandan social calendar. She also revealed her innovative talent by designing outfits for the contestants of the Mnet Face of Africa in Dar es Salaam in 2000 and Cape Town, which resulted in immense acclaim from the public as well as from fashion critics. Following this positive feedback, Sylvia was appointed to design the Nokia Face of Africa's Ugandan finalist outfit in 2001. Sylvia Aari has shown her capacity for looking ahead and taking risks by starting the first modeling agency in Uganda, Zipa Models, supplying the best professional models on the Ugandan market. The company, now renamed Zipa, is still one of the most eminent agencies in East Africa, scouting and selecting the best female and male models from across the continent. In November 2005, Sylvia launched African Woman, the first high-quality women's magazine of the kind in the region, following a philosophy of focusing on themes ranging from fashion to lifestyle and health, topics that are pertinent to the contemporary women of East Africa. Sylvia, now a mother of two sons, has also been the second designer after Dolce & Gabbana to work with world-known phone company Motorola in a fashion show codenamed Moto Couture with Sylvia Aari in October 2006, which elevated her to yet another dimension in the fashion industry, both locally and internationally.
omuliro nenzikiza omuliro bayimba ebitaliyo nenyimba ebiriyo bwekubakuba munene nse munene asingayo.
Jose Chameleon, whose real names are Joseph Mayanja, is one of Uganda's all-time major artists. His music is enjoyed by people of all ages. People who don't understand the meaning of the words in his songs tend to know most, if not all, of the lyrics. Chameleon went to Nakasero Primary School in Kampala and then headed on to Kawempe Muslim School for his O-level and later finished at Progressive Secondary School. He started his road to fame while in Kawempe. It all started when he entered a Write the School Anthem competition, which he immediately won. Chameleon's talent was then recognized and he soon started singing and performing in small local clubs as an MC. He regularly sang some of his own songs, but they were never properly recognized because they were not recorded yet. Because Chameleon was a good MC, he proceeded to Burundi where he was on high demand. He then decided to come back to his home country, Uganda, so he could follow up on his dream and start his career as a musician.
I know you want me. You look a million, not disarm me. With him again, you'll never desert me. From Asmala to Kampala, never forget me.
Upon arrival in Uganda, Chameleon started working with Shanks VVD. They recorded a song together called Forgive and Forget. Shanks VVD later left for Rwanda and Chameleon was left alone to decide his fate. He decided to seek bigger studios in Nairobi with the famous Ogopa DJs. While in Nairobi, he linked up with Bebe Cool and Redson and came up with Mikono Juu, which became a #1 hit single on East Africa FM. He later wrote Bagaya and recorded it with Redson. This is the song that made Chameleon big in Nairobi. It became #1 and was played on all radio stations and in all discos and nightclubs. Jose Chameleon has had a number of concerts in Africa and around the world. In 2005, he performed at several shows in Denmark in support of fair global trade, where he then decided to appear at an extra concert in Etnoma, Copenhagen.
Chameleon, shining like a morning star. Shine like a moving star.
He has released over 5 albums, won a Pearl of Africa Award for Artist of the Year, and is still one of East Africa's biggest artists. Jose Chameleon turns a concert into a fun and successful evening, leaving the crowd with happy faces from the moment he arrives on stage to the time he leaves. And he made an honest woman out of the love of his life, Daniela Atim, when he wed her in style. Once a Blue 3 member, now a solo artist, Cinderella Sanyu is in her late 20s and was born and raised in Bale district in eastern Uganda to the late Mr. Muyonjo and Mrs. Angela Muyonjo on the 28th of August 1985. She has 4 sisters and 2 brothers. She started singing when she was 6 in church and in school. She, however, first came into the limelight in 2000 at the age of 15 after the Coca-Cola Popstar events, where together with Jackie and Lillian, they were given long-time music contracts. For a period of roughly 7 years, Cindy was part of the Blue 3, and during this time, the group achieved a lot, including Palm Awards, Kisima nominations, and MTV nominations.
Alone, we tell everything I'm in. What we got is something we should live to tell. Baby, take my hand, let me through the trench. Meant for us to trip. So let me make a sweet, let me make
Cinderella Sanyu, a Ugandan R&B dancehall singer and songwriter, is usually referred to as Cindy, which is her stage name. Her debut solo album, Ayocha Yocha, is still topping charts all over East Africa, with hits like Mbikoye and Nawewe, One and Only, Total Satisfaction, and now Party.
You give me total satisfaction. You give me total satisfaction.
Cindy has won 3 national awards for her solo work and other 3 awards as a member of Blue 3. As a young girl, Cindy never got a chance to sing in her school choir because she was tiny. So her musical talents were nurtured in church and at home by her mother. Cindy has performed on stage with Akon, Biniman, the King of Dancehall, and P-Square, recently being crowned the Diva of the Year.
Hey, hey, hey. Can you feel the heat? It's burning up. Baby boy is rocking me world. He be doing it so good. Now me losing me mind. The way that it's talking, walking, moving, shaking, laughing, man, it's getting to me. I can't get over.
She also hosted a fashion show on NTV called Trends. During the Biniman Uganda tour, Cindy was among the few Ugandans that put up tight presentations. Cinderella Sanyu, also known as Cindy, is in love with Mario Brunette, and they gave birth to a baby girl. The couple spent a greater part of last year loving each other and happily looking after each other and their little one. Much more has been said and written about Isaiah Katumwa than any other instrumentalist in Uganda. Born and raised here, he has been dubbed the country's leading jazz artist, best saxophonist in East and Central Africa, arguably East Africa's best jazz artist, Uganda's Kenny G, and Uganda's sax wizard. The list is endless, but one thing's for sure, Isaiah Katumwa is a living treasure on the East African music scene. Isaiah has a musical background of African traditional folk music, and for the past 20 years, he has developed a blend of sounds to express his East African identity, smooth jazz influence, and Christian passion. He has featured on various international media stations and has shared the stage with artists like Jonathan Butler, the late Miriam Makeba, Manu Dibango, Phil Driscoll, Alvin Slaughter, Vicky Yohi, and Oliver Mtukudzi. Isaiah has played for a wide range of audiences, including over 20 global heads of state. He has performed in the UK, Belgium, Holland, Paris, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone, to mention but a few. His concerts have been rated as excellent and have drawn crowds considered mammoth for his genre of music. Isaiah's prayer is to see lives changed through his inspirational story, his music, and God's grace. He has a passion to see young lives changed through his story and music. Isaiah is dedicated to inspiring untapped talent and potential in young East Africans, regardless of what field they choose. As a young boy, Isaiah taught himself how to play the saxophone and used his skill to see himself through school. This gave him the opportunity to meet and work with several leading artists in Uganda, musicians and producers who represent a wide range of genres. Isaiah is married to Sheila and the couple has been blessed with one son, Mitchell. You can catch Isaiah every Friday night on NTV on the Jazz with Isaiah show.
time you come around, you know what I feel like doing to you. Rukundo, don't waste my time. If you know what I want, just give it to me.
Today we bring you Jackie Chandiru, a former member of the Blue Three who had to be pushed to take a step in which she has found pride and happiness. Born to a Lugbara father and a Muganda mother, Jackie Chandiru is one of Uganda's leading female R&B artists and vocalists. Jackie kicked off her musical career in 2004 after she emerged as one of the winners for the Coca-Cola Pop Stars. This led to the formation of Blue Three that became one of the leading girl groups in Uganda and Africa with hit songs like Kakana, Hitaji, among many others. Jackie did not wish for a solo music career, and when the idea was first mooted in October 2009 by the Blue Three management team Talent 256, Jackie was more than apprehensive to an idea she voted against but lost. However, from the look of things, it is evident that Jackie definitely enjoys the harvest of her solo career, with her songs acquiring more airplay and attention.
I still stand through thick and thin, yeah, like a tiger, long and proud.
Jackie's solo career started in 2010 when Blue Three went on leave, leading to the girls working on solo projects, thus Jackie releasing Agasi in both Lugbara and English as her first solo in mid-2010.
It be my dream, Mamiagi, Ijongo, my bed.
This song has earned recognition and eventually earned her an award as Best R&B Single in the 2011 Palm Awards.
Like a dream in my sleep, and I know that you wanna be free. Leave my food. All I know in my heart is I just want to say goodbye.
This was followed by several others like I Belong to You, Shamim, Overdose, and Gold Digger.
I'm not a gold digger. I'm not a gold digger.
She has also done duets with Dr. Jose Chameleon, Rabadaba, Sami from Eritrea, Paul Mutebi of Limit X, Navio, and Fidempa, and so many more artists.
Don't pull your ears to what it's all about. Spread your wings and fly.
Although she's come this far, Jackie has not received everything on a silver platter. At first, it was not easy for radio and TV stations to play her music like they used to when they were still the black ladies from Uganda, Blue Three. However, her music is surely catching the waves in East Africa and the rest of Africa.
I live in the heart of the one I desire. For all time, I long to be in your dreams for life.
Born to Dorothy and Alex Achola on June the 3rd, 1987, our star profile today, Jocelyn Tracy Keko, grew up with a vision of becoming a force to reckon with in the music industry. Keko, whose name means early in the morning, is a Japadola Ugandan artist who comes from Tororo. Keko is the last born of 3 girls and schooled from Rockview Primary School, St. Noah and Maryhill High School before pursuing a Bachelor of Commerce at Makerere University.
vision. Raid bonds on precision.
She's a Ugandan rapper who has taken over the music scene in Africa. Her rise to fame began in 2010 with the release of Fallen Heroes, which she appeared alongside other established Ugandan artists like Don MC, SP, Davis, and also the Mwamba Children Choir. Her breakthrough single, How We Do It, took the Ugandan charts and MTV Africa by storm, making her an instant household name in East Africa. Keko has released singles such as Akelo, Black, Hey Hey, How We Do It, and Alwo. She has also featured in The Air, Shades, Go Green, Hustler's Night, Fallen Heroes, and Kwekunya Remix, and has scooped the Buzz Teenies Award for Best Female and Best Upcoming Artist. She has performed at the annual Selam Festival in Ethiopia, Big Brother Africa 6, 2010 Palm Awards, Young Achievers Awards, World Music Day held at Alliance Francaise, Buzz Livers Rock, Uganda Youth Convention, and Forum for Women in Democracy, alongside hand-picked international artists from Uganda and around the world.
Move if you want to, shake if you want to, whatever. When we party, go nuts if you want to. The drinks are plenty, the chicks are ready. The music sounds hot, DJ rock steady, and vamping no steady, girl groove no debating. Since we're merrymaking in the club already, got my feet two-stepping and my palms all sweaty. So the only thing missing is a pouring confetti.
African hustler, African hustler,
Big up for Daniel Chikozi Jr., also known as Navio, a young, dynamic and talented musician who's been one of the pioneers of the hip-hop scene in Uganda.
The savior's here, I need 2 hymns. If I do 2 tracks, that's 2 gems. I'm just getting revved up.
Navio has spent over a decade in the industry, and his growth to become a major hip-hop star has mirrored the growth of hip-hop in Uganda.
Well, I like to hustle, be like an open door. You wanna skip work, well I can do a chore. To my bank is a strength, to the world is a flaw.
At the age of 16, he formed the hip-hop group Clear Cut with 4 of his closest friends: Tom Mayanja, also known as The Myth, Jonathan Leslie, also known as J Bola, Abalang, also known as Langman, and Habib Abdul Hussein, also known as Papito.
To know if I pass on in UG, I'll be late. I touch wood cause I know the talks of death are not good. So to all my foes and dump toes,
Little did they know that from humble origins, it was to be the beginning of a musical journey that would take them to uncharted heights of success and popularity with the first album, Mind, Body and Soul, in 2000.
Even if I'm selling papers, I thank my maker. Why you wanna hate, bro? I could be your neighbor. Ain't tryna escape the challenges in life. I can handle this.
After several years of studying, Navio officially returned to the music scene in 2008 with a degree in communications from Monash University in South Africa, and started a new company, Navio, an entertainment company set to manage his affairs. Now a fully fledged solo artist, he got to work on his debut album, Half the Legend.
Me as a barber, working a little harder to make you look smarter than ask why bother.
Throughout 2008, he released several songs that will form the basis of the album. The hits from this album brought him numerous accolades, including winning Best Hip Hop Artist at the Palm Awards and nominations at Kenya's Kisima Awards for Best Male Artist, Best Music Video, and Best Hip Hop Artist.
Goes up, whenever she's on the floor. She goes up, you feel a wanting more. She goes up.
While preparing for Half the Legend, Navio also received the rare honor of becoming the first artist ever to be nominated twice in the same category at the Kora Awards. Navio headlined his first American tour, where he performed at the Uganda North American Association in Washington, as well as to large crowds in Boston. In 2010, Navio's career kicked into high gear following the release of Hands Across the World, his brand new track that features international superstar R. Kelly, plus 7 of other super refined African artists who include Two-Face from Nigeria, Ali Kiba from Tanzania, Amani from Kenya, Fally Ipupa from the DRC, and 4x4 from Ghana, JK from Zambia, and Movaissalene from Gabon. R. Kelly produced the track at the world-famous Chicago studios in collaboration by the members of 1-8 due to his powerful force in R&B worldwide, in addition to his global fame that picked numerous awards for Navio.
You cannot deny it. Let's go, people.
With all these feathers in his cap, it is clear that Navio's talent is indisputable, and the star continues to rise up and up to hip-hop legendary status.
You don't need a weapon. All I can promise is sandy beaches, no shutterbugs, no tuttering. When I go and cut a rug, you're a big girl. Last thing you need is.
Ebyo birowoozo byone yagenda n'atata birowoozo byera simanya malitaye birowoozo byone yagenda n'atata.
In Star Profile today, we look at IJ's other half, Irene Namubiru. She had her education at Mityana Senior Secondary School, Bugembe Adventist, after which she continued to Namasagali College, where she did a lot of singing. During her senior 4 VAC, she met Ragadi, expressing her ambitions to sing. She did an audition and joined the Homies, which consisted of Ragadi, DJ Messi and Irene. Altogether, the trio released their first single, Bamusakata. Irene had her first concert on the 17th September 1995, and that was her first time to hit the entertainment headlines in the local papers. At this point, she decided to do music professionally and earn money from it. But at the same time, she also knew that she had to continue with her education. When she was done with school, she joined a live band where they used to perform mainly at corporate functions. In 1999, she joined Juliana Kanyomozi, her former schoolmate at Namasagali College, and together they formed the R&B all-girl group called IJ. In 2000, they released a single-track album titled Vive la Vie, which they never sold but launched nonetheless, 1 month after which she left for France, thus disbanding the group. While in France, she formed the Afro-soul group Nujeli in 2001 with the help of Julian Grout, releasing songs like Nsanji, Keko. Later on, Irene joined forces with singer Bebe Cool in the song Simbalala, among many others. The songs enjoyed critical acclaim and moderately good airplay in Uganda. However, Irene didn't achieve widespread success until 2006 when she released her album, which won the R&B single category in 2006 at the Palm Award. Since then, turning back has never been an option for Irene, who has released hit song after hit, which have earned her several leading awards in the Uganda music industry. In 2011, Irene capped the most successful year ever by winning in 4 categories of the 2011 Palm Awards. She won in the categories of Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Best R&B Single of the Year. The mother of 2 has, besides singing as a profession, made making friends her specialty, as she becomes the first Ugandan to rub shoulders with Ronaldinho, one of the best footballers in the world.
Nangirira omwaka gwa Mukama ogw'okuganja akkiriza okuzimba ku nnyumba kale muguno ozimba
Our star today is Pastor Wilson Bugembe, who grew up in some of the worst conditions a person can go through. During his early years, the young Bugembe lived through unfortunate trials and temptations. This include the loss of his 2 parents, death of his siblings, and untold suffering for over 4 years as a street child. Shirt and a pair of shorts, Bugembe left home and decided to face the world alone. As of today, Pastor Wilson Bugembe is one of the best gospel artists in East Africa. From grass to grace, the singing pastor is indeed Uganda's gospel shining light. His life is a clear testimony. His breakthrough song was Jagala Kumanya. The song sold out and received massive airplay on both radio and TV stations. At this stage, however, the gospel music fans were not yet so familiar with the person behind this life-inspiring hit. From Jagala Kumanya, Pastor Bugembe proved that he had come to stay when he released yet another song titled
Sawa ewezemu yenyini ya Akawungeezi mbaniriza nnyo banafe gano ge mawulire mu lulimi Oluganda okuvaana ku NTV ndi Hatimana Lugwa ogabasomera. Katutandike n'emitwe emikulu egiri mu galeero. Amasanga g'enjovu gakwatiddwa Entebbe gabadde gatwalibwa Malaysia. Obufere agambibwa okuguza abantu emidaala mu katale k'e Wandegeya akwatiddwa. Mu byemizannyo, empaka za Pearl of Africa, abavuzi abagwira 2 be bakewandiisa. Nkwaniriza nnyo nate tutandikidde wano mu Kampala. Police omuntu omu agambibwa okuba nga akubiddwa ebifunfugu by'ekizimbe ekibadde kimenyebwa ku Nasa Road wano mu Kampala. Akubiddwa yabadde avuga ekimotoka kiweetiye kiyite tractor so nga ate bo banna abalala 3 basimatuse akabenje kano. Bino bibaddewo akawungeezi ka leero era omusasi waffe waviriddewo nga poliisi etandise okwekebejja ekifo kino okulaba oba tewali muntu ayinza kuba ng'aziikiddwa mu bifunfugu bino.
Ekitundu ky'ekizimbe kino kibadde kisigaddewo kigambibwa okuba nga kigudde kusanga 9 ez'olugulu lwa leero. Abakozi ab'enjawulo nga bakozesa ennyundo wamu ne kalakita weetiye be badde bakimenya okusobola okutandika okuzimbawo ekizimbe ekirala. Kigambibwa nti abadde munda abadde nga 4 ng'abakozi abalala bali bweru. Tekimanyiddwa oba nga waliwo abafiiridde munda naye nga kitegeerekese nti waliwo abantu abasoba mu 3 abatwaliddwa mu ddwaliro Mulago nga bafunye ebisago omuli n'abadde avuga kikalakita kiweetiye.
Kigudde wansi wadde abasajja badde bakoona nga bakutula empagi. Ezo wasi zibadde zisangiddwa zikutusenga ziweddeyo nga waliwo emu ebadde esigalidde endowooza kubanga amaanyi gasigadde ku eri emu. Nze mbadde mpitawo nga nakagenda bwe nti okutwala mu maaso nga kizimbe kikola ki tuli ekintu ekigudde. Bannaabwe abalala badde bakoona waggulu ne bavaayo nkujja ne badda wansi ne bakoona empagi z'owansi ne ziggwayo kivuddeko okugwa.
Basajja babadde waggulu ne wansi nga gye bali ekintu kizza omulundi gumu
nze kibadde
kijja n'abantu.
Wabaddeyo pira ezisembayo wansi zabadde baagala okukoona tractor eryokekke wansi itandika okubinula ng'ekola ki ejjayo era mukola ekkubo lya tractor okuyingira tekibasangidde.
Poliisi eyitidde bukubiri okuyamba abafunye obuvune sako kuzuula oba nga waliwo abafiiridde mu mbeera eno.
Kyetwagala kumanya tuyambagane ffenna. Twagala kumanya wabaddewo abantu oba tewabaddewo abantu. Twagala either abatakolera wano oba abadde inchaji wabo kubanga bw'ojja kukola nga wano olina okuwandiika mu kitabo nti olunaku olukoze ki luyingidde. Tumanye ani tutegeregana.
Omusajja ono y'omu ku babadde bazimba wano era ng'ategeeza nti waliwo munnaabwe ayingidde munda nga yandiba ng'akubiddwa ekizimbe.
Abayingiddemu basatu bo bavuddemu naye ate engeri gye tubadde
naawe obadde munda.
Nze mbadde wano wabweru naate waliwo omusajja atwiseeko nayingira munda badde mwavu naye tubadde tukola naye bwayiseewo within 5 minutes ekizimbe nekikola ki ekigwa naye kati oyo tumulabye mu bacasualty babadde bakola ki
anaina contacts
za
tumina simu ye temumumanyi
tumumanyi ku face
manager ali wa foreman aliruda
foreman avuddewo agenze side zeno naye
wetwogera nga poliisi ekyali mu kifo kino nga tukitegeddeko nti waliwo kalakita ez'amaanyi ezigenda okuleetebwa okuyiikula amafunfu gano okuzuula oba nga waliwo abafiiridde mu mbeera eno.
Yes. He's already on the move. Yes, sir.
Akabenje ako kabadde wali ku Nasa Road. Poliisi eriko omwana omulala gwenunudde ng'onaagambibwa okubanga yawambibwa okuva mu bitundu eby'embalala. Waliwo omukazi akwatiddwa ategerekeseeko erya Natukunda ng'abadde asula mu kikoni wali e Makerere. Ono poliisi etuuseeko gy'asula mu ngeri y'okwazaayo era n'esanga nga wasibe bwetonerekawo basajja baayo okutuusa lwe banazuula ebikwatagana n'omwana ono agambibwa okuwambibwa mu February w'omwaka guno.
Natukunda Vicky tumukutte ng'era tumulina teeberezebwa okubanga yabba omwana n'amukukusa okuva Ibanda mwezi gw'okubiri era abadde abeera n'omwana oyo paka kati wetwogerera paka olunaku lwa paka ku Sande era ng'omwana ono twamufunye olunaku lw'eggulo. Natukunda n'abeera nga yakwatiddwa ng'era twajja kwagala tunnyonnyole yajja atya okufuna omwana ono omwana w'emyaka 13 n'abeera naye ate n'asirika n'atasobola nakutegeeza bazadde be oba poliisi oba erosi kubanga naye emuliraanye emuli kumpi wano ti alina omwana gw'atamanyiiko beewaabwe ate era omwana eyabula mu bazadde. Kati tusuubira nti wayinza okubaawo ekisingako wayinza okubaawo olukwe lw'okulaba nti omwana akokusibwa naddala engeri gyali omwana omuwala oba oliawo n'okubaako ebintu byakozesebwa ebitajja. Tugenda kweyongera mu maaso okunoonyereza ku nsonga zino. Twogedde n'abantu ku kyalo bakakasizza omwana ono babadde bamulaba emyezi gino gyonna era nga tusuubira nti tujja kubeerako we tutuuka singa fayiro eba ewedde nga abasayidi bamaliriza ensonga ezo bajja giweereza.
Mwagala ebifaananyi tubali kizibu naawe kwata
oyo ye Natukunda era nga atutegeezezza nti omwana yalonda mulonde. Katulekere poliisi omulimu gwayo ogw'okunoonyereza. Bwe tweyongerayo abazadde b'abaana abaanunuddwa poliisi olunaku olw'eggulo batottodde ennaku gye babaddemu n'abaana baabwe engeri gye babadde bayisibwa mu bbanga ery'emyezi 3 gye bamaze nga bali mu buwambe. Omwana omukulu Simon Kayijuka nga wa myaka 4 ategeezezza abazadde be nti kumpi buli lunaku abadde akubibwa emiggo buli lw'abadde agezaako okubuuza wa kitaawe gy'ali. Kyokka bo abazadde bategeezezza nti Nakanwagi abadde yabba abaana baabwe bano bamukwasizza Mukama Katonda yabamulamula.
Enkola gy'akolamu ebintu bye yandibayina akantu akamubulamu ku mutwe. Balusoose ne bamutwala ne bamucekinga balaba oba muntu mulamu mu bwongo.
Bwatyo Kenneth Kayijuka kitaawe w'abaana abanunuddwa olunaku lw'eggulo poliisi okuva mu buwambe bw'ategeezezza bw'abaddeko mu kafubo ne NTV olwaleero mu maka ge Rukuli Nanganda.
Bamala kusanga nga mulamu bamusibe mpaka mayisa. Kubanga bwakomawo wanajja kubonyaabonya abantu nga bwatubonyabonyeza emyezi 3.
Mbadde mpulira nga sikitegeera kyo nga n'omuntu bwambuza sinza muga nti bafu oba balamu nga mpulira simanyi nga sikitegeera ndi awo.
Kayijuka agamba nti ebbanga ery'emyezi 3 lyakulungudde nga tamanyi mayitire g'abaana be kabadde kaseera kazibwa kamuviirako n'okwewala abantu.
Napangisa y'akaruumu nga mbeeramu bwoko bw'omu nga mpulira ensi yonna entamye tutulina suspect.
Abaana naddala omukulu Simon Kayijuka yatotoledde bazadde be engeri gy'abadde ayisibwamu omuwala Nakanwagi ng'ono yabawamba okuva ku bazadde baabwe mwezi gw'okusatu.
buli bwamugamba mpaako daddi nyogere naye ku simu oba ntwale wa daddi ng'amukuba embooko.
Ate ngende enkova ey'okubuso yanga embu yamuleka mu nju ng'atyamu n'amukuba n'agamba eyo yamwokya ng'amugamba amutawaanya.
Okutulugunyizibwa okwo kweyoleka lwatu ku nkovu Simon ezimunjudde ku makugunyu ko ekiwundu kyalina ku kugulu.
Babadde tebalya bulungi kuba Simon nga bwali yali munene nnyo okusinga awo.
Amawulire amalala galaga nti Nakanwagi guno si gwe mulundi gwe ogusoose ng'abuzaawo abaana nga n'olumu aliko omwana wa muganda we gwe yabuzaawo.
Omwana wa sisita bwe yamubba yamutwala n'amulaga omusajja oyo gwe bayita Kamoga. Then bwe yakomawo in 2 days omwana n'afa.
Poliisi yo ekyagenda maaso n'okukunya Nakanwagi agibulira ekigendererwa ky'ebikolwa bye bino. Julia Senkandwa, NTV.
Poliisi y'oku kisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe eriko amasanga g'enjovu agawerera ddala 35 geekutte nga kigambibwa nti waliwo omusuubuzi omu amanyiddwa nga Brian Michael eyabadde agatwala ebweru w'eggwanga okugafunamu omusimbi. Ebyembi omusajja ono ye tannakwatibwa naye nga poliisi yatandise dda okumunoonya.
Kiteeberezebwa nti okufuna kilo 5 ez'amasanga enjovu 2 oba 3 ziteekwa okuttibwa. Ebitereke bino byasangiddwamu amasanga 35 era gaabadde gazitowa kilo 426 n'obutundutundu 8.
Gana amasanga gabaliddwamu nga $5,000 eza dola.
Omusajja ono Brian Michael agambibwa okuba nnyini masanga gano tekimanyiddwa bulungi gyazaalibwa wabula nga poliisi etandise okubuuliriza ku bimukwatako n'amasanga gano.
Gabadde galaga e Malaysia gatuuka wano ssaawa 2 ez'ekiro nga gagenda ku nnyonyi ya Kakata Airlines.
Kumpi buli mwezi waliwo amasanga g'enjovu agaboyebwa nga gatwalibwa okutundibwa ebweru w'eggwanga era ab'obuyinza balaze okutya nti ensolo zino zandifuuka olufumo. Amasanga gano oluvannyuma gatwaliddwa eri ab'ekitongole ky'ebyensolo eby'omu nsiko.
Omusajja omufere abadde aludde ng'anyaga abantu ng'abajjako essente mbu okubaguza emidaala mu katale k'Ewandege yakazimbibwa akwatiddwa ekitongole kya Kampala Capital City Authority. Tobias Tumwine asangiddwa mu restaurant y'emu Ewandegeya ng'alindiridde abaguzi babadde ayagala okuguza omudaala ku bukadde 15.
Tobias Tumwine olwaleero yakedde ng'amanyi agenda kugaggawala kyataategedde nti mubabadde agenda okukwata obujega mwe mubadde n'omupoliisi ono yabadde yamwetegekedde dda nga bw'abadde atera okukola. Kigambibwa nti n'omupoliisi ono gwalabye ng'omuguzi owa bulijjo amusuubiza okumuguza omudaala ku bukadde 15 mu katale kano ak'Ewandegeya akakyazimbibwa kyokka wabula bino bigudde butaka. Ono kirabika engalo zibadde zamusiiyedde okukwata ku ssente kubanga asangiddwa ng'anekaanekanye mu restaurant ng'alindiridde okumusasula wabula gw'abadde alinze amuleetedde bampingu. Tumwine Tobias kigambibwa nti abadde alina akakodyo mu abadde abbira abantu ng'alina density oba identity card 2 ezirimu amannya agafaanagana wabula ng'obufaananyi obulimu tebukwatagana kyokka nga kigambibwa nti emu ebaddemu akafaananyi aka muganda we yafidda.
We are twins. This one, the other one. This one. This is a food. This is Tumwine Tobias.
Yes, this is your card, eh?
Yeah, that's my card.
And what about that one now?
That one is my twin brother.
So you are all called Tumwine Tobias?
This is daddy's name.
Bambega bamukunyizza wabula n'abategeeza nga bw'abadde alina omwana omulwadde gw'abadde atwalira dokita okumujjanjaba kyokka ate oluvannyuma n'abagamba nti alina emidaala mu katale kati wakutwalibwa mu kkooti agulweko emisango gy'okutunda ebitali bibye.
If I am a stakeholder, am I entitled to have my will?
Information gye tulina nti emidaala egyo abadde agitunda buli mudaala $15,000.
Twakinoonyereza kizuulibwa nti omwami ono si mukozi wa KCCA era ekyo abadde akikola ng'alina ekigendererwa eky'okubba abantu aba bulijjo. Omuze gw'obufere gukyasennya ensangi zino era nga kati gye gimu ku misango.
Abayizi beekalakasizza Mityana omukulu w'essomero adduse.
This is NTV.
Nangirira omwaka gwa Mukama ogw'okuganja akkiriza okuzimba ku nnyumba kale muguno zimba.
Our star today is Pastor Wilson Bugembe, who grew up in some of the worst conditions a person can go through. During his early years, the young Bugembe lived through unfortunate trials and temptations. This include the loss of his two parents, death of his siblings, and untold suffering for over 4 years as a street child. After the death of his parents and siblings, Bugembe faced life all alone. He was mistreated by those that had earlier on promised to help him. With no shoes, one yellow shirt and a pair of shorts, Bugembe left home and decided to face the world alone. As of today, Pastor Wilson Bugembe is one of the best gospel artists in East Africa. From grass to grace, the singing pastor is indeed Uganda's gospel shining light. His life is a clear testimony. His breakthrough song was Jagala Kumanya. The song sold out and received massive airplay on both radio and TV stations. At this stage, however, the gospel music fans were not yet so familiar with the person behind this life-inspiring hit. From Jagala Kumanya, Pastor Bugembe proved that he had come to stay when he released yet another song titled Komaweka. These two sold out highly and was followed by other inspirational and social awakening hits.
Nebo mukubire simwela basabiriza kani kwagala bayo mutwalo ono wala kajajagala kani kwagala.
When you try to analyze Pastor Bugembe's projects, your conclusions will be far from the genuine reality. The fact is, Pastor Bugembe is simply unpredictable. Unlike the majority of gospel artists who only sing worship and inspirational songs, the pastor does the same, but goes a step further and adds a lot of spice in his projects. His songs inform, inspire, counsel, educate, entertain, and also manifest God's manifestation of talent. Even on a bad day, Pastor Bugembe's songs just have a way of wearing a long-lasting smile on your face.
Bambi, bavuma muvume tebazanya nazango watu rafiki amulabule nkomelere tuse. Bambi, byabita katemba amatabago kakaje galago watu rafiki.
Ine wacha mchezo uba matabagaja gaje nja kugamba stop chuka genda baka bwaise.
Nangirira omwaka gwa Mukama ogw'okuganja akkiriza okuzimba ku nnyumba kale muguno zimba.
Our star today is Pastor Wilson Bugembe, who grew up in some of the worst conditions a person can go through. During his early years, the young Bugembe lived through unfortunate trials and temptations. This include the loss of his two parents, death of his siblings, and untold suffering for over 4 years as a street child.
Kyali ku NTV Akawungeezi. Poliisi eri mu kunoonyereza ku bantu abagambibwa nti nti abamu ku bo bali babisiyaga ababadde bakungaanidde mu woteeri emu e Nigeria beyagumbuludde olunaku lw'eggulo. Poliisi egamba nti singa bakizuula nti olukungaana lwabwe lwe babaddemu lwabadde lumenya mateeka bano bakuggulwako emisango.
Olunaku lw'eggulo poliisi yazinzeeko woteeri emanyiddwa nga Essera esangibwa e Nigeria wano ku njegoyego za Kampala ewabadde abantu okuva mu mawanga ag'enjawulo Kenya, Tanzania ne Uganda nga babasomesa engeri gye bayinza okulondoola eddembe ly'obuntu gye lityoboolebwamu. Kigambibwa nti abamu ku bo bali babisiyaga ng'omu ku bo atakirumamu.
I am an LGBTI person, so my community is the LGBTI community.
Bano babadde n'abazungu, omu ku bo nga wagwanga lya Canada. Poliisi yabakutte okumala akaseera okutuusa lwe batadde kakalu ka poliisi nga bwe bakyabanoonyerezaako.
Poliisi olunaku bwefuna information nti waliwo abazize emisango tukola normal investigations nga bulijjo. Bwe tusanga nti emisango bakizanga action tutiteekinya. Bwe tusanga nga emisango teyabaddewo nga nabo bagenda.
Kati minisita avunaanyizibwa kukwasa empisa Reverend Father Simon Lokodo aweze nga bwagenda okulwanyisa abantu bano.
They are now at large, but we are following them to make sure that all is done to bring them to book and they receive the deserved verdict. And everybody else will know that at least in Uganda we have no room yet for homosexuals and lesbians.
Me, I'm on business. I'm Kenyan. I'm a business person.
Lokoda alabudde President wa America Barack Obama nti Uganda tejja kumufukaamirira olw'obuyambi bwagiwa mbu bannayuganda bakkiriza abali b'ebisiyaga okwegirisiza muno.
We had better die poor than lose our dignity as Ugandans. If they don't like to give us their money and attach it to our adherence to their immoral behavior, we had better renounce that money and remain as we are.
Ombaka David Bahati eyawoma omutwe mu bbago era okulwanyisa ebisiyaga asuubiza nti olutuulo olugenda okutandika we lunaggwera ng'ebbago liyisiddwa paalamenti.
Ate twebaza poliisi okulaba nti yaba dispersinze. Etteeka liri mu komiti ya Legal and Parliamentary Affairs ate chairperson wa komiti tusuubiza nti mu session eno etandika next week kigenda kuba nga lidebatinga ne liva mu ddiiro. Singa ebbago liyisibwa paalamenti nga bwe liri anaasangibwa nga yeenyigira mu muze guno waakusibwa mayisa. Amawanga agafujjirira Uganda ssente gazze gatiisatiisa okugima obuyambi singa egenda mu maaso n'okuyisa ebbago lino. Jingo Francis, NTV Akawungeezi.
Webale nnyo Jingo Francis. Abayizi mu ssomero lya St Charles Rwanga Erwanjiri beekumyemu ogutaaka ne bagoba omukulembeze w'essomero lyabwe mbu nga bamulanga kulemererwa kusasula basomesa baabwe ne batuuka n'okulabikangako ebbalirirwe mu bibiina ekintu ekiviiriddeko essomero lyabwe lino okusibanga ekkira mu byenjigiriza. Kigambibwa nti abamu ku basomesa babadde bamaze kati ennaku 3 nga tebakyasomesa.
Akegugungo kano kavudde ku musomesa w'abayizi bano Andrew Sekajja okumala ebbanga ery'ennaku 3 nga talinnya mu kibiina kyokka olumubuuzizza ekimulobera okusomesa n'ategeeza ng'omukulu w'essomero bw'atamusasula. Kino kijja abayizi bano mu mbeera era ekiwejjewejjo nga bali wa mukulu w'essomero ababuulira ensonga lwaki ayisa bubi abasomesa.
Kakasiza abaana musajja headmaster mutasasula musajja asomesa weekend okuva ku lw'omukaaga beka ku Monday ng'ali mu kusomesa ekiro n'emisana.
Basayansi tisha bafa basinga bebasinga obutawa kitiibwa ate nga basajja basoma buke zaabwe.
Wabula walabye embeera eyonoonese kwe kudduka ne yeesibira mu kaabuyonjo y'essomero gy'avudde n'adduka nga poliisi etuuse. Wabula wano abayizi beeyongedde busungu era we bato ne batandika okukanyuga amayinja ku ssomero ko n'olukomera lw'essomero okutuusa poliisi lwezze n'ebakkakkanya.
They close the school, we will not benefit. The teacher will continue getting his monthly pay, but for you are losing.
Oluvannyuma poliisi etudde mu lukiiko n'abasomesa era ne basalawo omusomesa Didas Natweza agire ng'akulembera essomero lino okumala ennaku 3 ng'embeera bw'edda mu nteeko. Tugezezzaako okwogera ku lukomo n'omukulu w'essomero eyagobeddwa wabula n'agaana okukwata essimu.
Ebyo bibadde Mitiyana. Police mu Kampala etegezezza nga bwetagenda kuggulawo woofiisi z'ebyettaka wano mu Kampala okutuusa ng'okunoonyereza kwabwe kuwedde. Kinajjukirwa nti woofiisi zino baaziggala gye buvuddeko nga KCCA egamba nti erina byenoonyereza ku baali bazikulira. Olukiiko lwa Kampala Capital City Authority olunaku olw'eggulo lwasazeewo nti woofiisi zino ziggulwewo ng'okunoonyereza bwe kugenda mu maaso, kyokka bino poliisi ebigaanye.
Tukyalinze abakola ku fayiro eno be bagenda kusalawo abanoonyereza kubanga poliisi erina obuyinza okuba mu kifo ekiteeberezebwa okubanga kyakozesebwa okuzango okutuusa nga tumaze okufuna obujulizi nti tetukyakyagala
kye twasazeewo kikyagenda mu maaso. Era tusuubira executive director ne technical team yonna ng'amateeka bwe galagira balina okuteeka mu nkola bye tusazeewo. Balina okuggula office, balina okuggyawo abapoliisi ababaddewo, balina okuleka land board egende mu maaso egira ekola emirimu gyayo okutuusa ng'ekyenkomeredde kisaziddwamu.
Olw'okuba ensonga zino zeekuusa ku ttaka, fayiro yaweereddwa ekitongole kya poliisi ekinoonyereza ku misango egy'ettaka kituula ekibuli ng'era kati ekikola ku fayiro.
Oba waliwo kye bayita veto powers ku kye tuba tusazeewo eziri wa minisita obuyinza okusazaamu ate ffe bye tuba tusazizza bye tuba tuyisizza, minisita wa Kampala y'abirina.
Lord Mayor wa Kampala Salongo Arias Lukwago. Tugenda kuddamu tuwumulemu katono ddala. Tovaawo nkomawo n'agava mu kisaawe ky'ebyemizannyo oluvannyuma lw'obubaka buno.
This is NTV.
Sylvia Aari, famous for both her entrepreneurial skills and creative talent in fashion and modeling. Her designs are appreciated by all and sundry, and her participation in a variety of prestigious events all over Africa have worked to make her a respected designer throughout the continent. Having studied with some of the most skilled professionals in London, her design ethos is the result of the excellent training she received, added to her unique imagination and natural talent. His Excellency the President Museveni recently recognized Sylvia's contribution towards Uganda's development when in June 2006 she received the Presidential Transformers Award. Sylvia's style is recognized as being bold while staying approachable. Her break into fashion happened when she took on the challenge of revitalizing the Miss Uganda beauty pageant between 2001 to 2004, which, following her input, became one of the most significant events on the Ugandan social calendar. She also revealed her innovative talent by designing outfits for the contestants of the Mnet Face of Africa in Dar es Salaam in 2000 and Cape Town, which resulted in immense acclaim from the public as well as from fashion critics. Following this positive feedback, Sylvia was appointed to design the Nokia Face of Africa's Ugandan finalist outfit in 2001.
NTV Akawungeezi n'amawulire getukujjidde mu kisaawe ky'ebyemizannyo. Abavuzi ba motoka z'empaka abagwira babiri bebakewandiisa okwetaba mu mpaka za Pearl of Africa Rally ezigenda okutojjera mu district 3 omuli Kampala, Wakiso ne Luweero wakati w'omwezi ogujja. Bannayuganda empaka zino babadde tebannazijjumbira wadde nga bo bamusiga nsimbi bakateekamu obukadde 200,000.
Wadde nga tanneewandiisa n'antamego w'empaka za Pearl of Africa Rally Ponsiano Lwakataka y'omu ku bavuzi abakuno abagenda okumeggana n'abavuzi 16 abagenda okuva ebweru w'eggwanga. Omuzambia Muhammad Essa akulembedde mu bubonero mu mpaka za Africa ne Zambia wamu n'Omulundi Giancarlo Davite be bavuzi abagwira abakeewandisa mu mpaka z'omwaka guno. Abavuzi abakuno babiri bokka okuli Wycliffe Bukenya ne Haji Abdul Sempebwa be bakeewandisa mu mpaka zino.
Baagala bamala okulaba nti beeteeseteese bulungi bateeseteese emmotoka zaabwe bulungi ne bavaayo ne beewandiisa. Lwaffe tulina okulowooza nti tetujja kubeera n'abavuzi bagenda kukka wansi wa 40 naku kyaffe tujja kubeera even mu kimu.
Empaka zino zakutunkira mu disitulikiti okuli ey'e Kampala, Luweero ne Wakiso okutandika nga 13 Julayi okutuusa nga 15.
Empaka zino za nnaku 3 naye nga oluvannyuma lw'abantu okuziraba mu Lubiri enkeera ku Lwomukaaga ne Sande tujja kuba tugenda mu Mukono, Luweero ne Wakiso district naye nga senta y'okulaba emmotoka zino okusinga ejja kuba Busiika awali twaka ya pikipiki. Tulinamu section ezijja okukolebwa 2 ku lunaku Lwomukaaga bamunaanika ne Zirowe emmotoka zijja kulabika naye ng'okusinga Busiika we bajja okuba nga banyumirwa ku lunaku Olwomukaaga.
Bamusiga nsimbi okuli Shell, Firemasters ne Red Cross bateesa obukadde obusukka mu 2 mu mpaka z'omwaka guno. Sam Poza, NTV Akawungeezi.
Omutendesi wa Spain Vicente Del Bosque agamba nti wadde nga ttiimu ye yayiseemu okuzannya mu luzannya lw'empaka za Euro oluddako basajja be tebannayolesa nnyo mutindo mulungi. Ate ye owa Croatia Slaven Bilic ategeezezza nga nakati bw'atannakikkiriza nti bawanduse mu mpaka zino ku luzannya olw'ebibinja.
Omuzanyi Jesus Nevers yatebedde Spain goolo ng'omupiira gunaatera okuggwa. Yanunudde Spain n'eyitawo okwesoga oluzannya lwa quarter finals mu mpaka z'ekikopo ky'amawanga ga Bulaaya ezigenda mu maaso mu Ukraine ne Poland. Okuwangulwa kuno kwalese Croatia ewanduse mu mpaka z'omwaka guno wadde nga yasooka okwolesa omuzannyo omulungi ng'empaka zitandika. Italy nayo yawandudde mu Ireland ng'egikubye goolo 2 ku bwereere. Antonio Cassano yasoose okuteebera Italy bwe yatomedde koona eryasimuddwa Andrea Pirlo. Mario Balotelli yafudde omupiira ogwasibidde mu katimba n'aleka nga Ireland geekaaba geekomba.
Italy have won it now.
Are you ready to drink at the table of men?
This is NTV.
Agava mu nsiko y'ebyemizannyo bwe gatyo gakomekereza NTV Akawungeezi. Tosubwa amawulire mu lulimi Olungereza ku ssaawa 3 era ne ku ssaawa 5 n'ekitundu. Ndi Hatimana Lugwa Sekaya. Tova ku NTV weeraba.
This is NTV.
Our star profile today is the renowned style icon Sylvia Aari, famous for both her entrepreneurial skills and creative talent in fashion and modeling. Her designs are appreciated by all and sundry, and her participation in a variety of prestigious events all over Africa have worked to make her a respected designer throughout the continent. Having studied with some of the most skilled professionals in London, her design ethos is the result of the excellent training she received, added to her unique imagination and natural talent. His Excellency the President Museveni recently recognized Sylvia's contribution towards Uganda's development when in June 2006 she received the Presidential Transformers Award. Sylvia's style is recognized as being bold while staying approachable. Her break into fashion happened when she took on the challenge of revitalizing the Miss Uganda beauty pageant between 2001 to 2004, which, following her input, became one of the most significant events on the Ugandan social calendar. She also revealed her innovative talent by designing outfits for the contestants of the Mnet Face of Africa in Dar es Salaam in 2000 and Cape Town, which resulted in immense acclaim from the public as well as from fashion critics. Following this positive feedback, Sylvia was appointed to design the Nokia for South Africa's Ugandan finalist outfit in 2001. Sylvia Aari has shown her capacity for looking ahead and taking risks by starting the first modeling agency in Uganda, Zipa Models, supplying the best professional models on the Ugandan market. The company, now renamed Zipa, is still one of the most eminent agencies in East Africa, scouting and selecting the best female and male models from across the continent. In November 2005, Sylvia launched African Woman, the first high-quality women's magazine of the kind in the region, following a philosophy of focusing on themes ranging from fashion to lifestyle and health, topics that are pertinent to the contemporary women of East Africa. Sylvia, now a mother of 2 sons, has also been the second designer after Dolce & Gabbana to work with well-known phone company Motorola in a fashion show codenamed Moto Couture with Sylvia Aari in October 2006, which elevated her to yet another dimension in the fashion industry, both locally and internationally.
But parental guidance is advised, as it might contain mild violence and mature situations. This is NTV.
Welcome to this edition of the Art and Design Show. Coming up, the uniqueness of collage, meet the Miss Uganda 2007 designers, and what contemporary dancing is all about. These and more stories coming up on the Art and Design Show. This feature introduces us to the art of collage. Collage was originally a French word derived from the word coller, to mean to paste. Indeed, collage is a work of visual arts made from assembling different forms, thus creating a whole new item. This technique has made its dramatic appearance among oil paintings, an art form of groundbreaking novelty. We meet Jane Alal, an artist who has been doing collages for a while now.
Ever since childhood, I've been an artist, right from P1. I used to eat all the popcorns. That was there for the best art piece. So I think art has been part of my life.
The materials used in making collages range from old newspapers to beads and the pieces of intricate detail depending on the artist's inspiration and mindset.
For the particular artwork I do, that is the collage, I use backcloth, that is the main material, and then I use paint. I use any material I feel can complement it for decorating, like beads, shells, and the like.
Jane's love of art and the untamed beauty of the African, especially Ugandan culture, has inspired her to make pieces mostly of the African Madonna and Child. She takes us through the nitty-gritty details of making this piece of art.
After I've thought of the idea, normally I get a pencil. I don't really have a concrete idea in my head and make a sketch. Then if it comes out well and good, I develop it into a single line drawing. After I have developed it into a single line drawing and made it big enough, enlarged it, I put it onto a hard paper, maybe tracing paper, which I can reuse. Then I use carbon papers to trace it onto the back cloth. After tracing it onto the back cloth, I cut it out. I make a cutout of the single line draw.
To ensure uniqueness and individuality, each piece is painted or dyed using a unique blend of colors and shades. Once you decide where to put a piece, apply glue to the painting and carefully but firmly press it down. Then use your fingers to rub it flat from the inside to the edges. You can choose not to cover the entire surface and fold or crumple the pieces of cloth or paper to produce a more interesting texture and relief.
The cloth can be any type. It can have a tie and dye background, it can have a batik background, and then sometimes I even use a method of splashing. Yeah, splashing and spraying background. After I've put it onto it, I wait for it to dry. After it's dry, I then go on to decorate it with the various materials I have.
Coming up after the break.
Woodin, having been around for over 20 years and being well established in West Africa, there's already a number of designers that are assigned to the Woodin brand.
Woodin recently opened a branch here in our own Kampala city, and not only that, they designed for and dressed the 27 contestants for the Miss Uganda 2007 beauty pageant.
Woodin is a British merchant that started trading in African prints way back in 1891. Then later he started up a factory in Côte d'Ivoire. Most people know it as Ivory Coast. And the Woodin brand of African prints finally was launched in 1985. In the process of trying to get a Woodin boutique opened up here in Uganda, we realized there's a beauty pageant. Actually, I read the Weekly Observer. There was an article that Miss Uganda is taking place July something. So right away, I contacted the organizers, and that's how I got to be part of Miss Uganda beauty pageant.
The designs of the gowns were solely made by one of the most famous designers in West Africa, Michael Art. Woodin is a known label of quality and fashion, offering every year new collections with patterns and prints that reflect original values of the African culture made both in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire.
Like the Western world, they do embrace a lot of their origin, things made by them. So they get to appreciate them more. And same thing with us Africans. We really have to embrace our own heritage prints and that actually portray our African culture.
Though Woodin designers are based in Ghana, Kathy does insist that there are opportunities for Ugandan designers to partner with Woodin.
Uganda as a country, we do not have a textile factory that gets to print fabrics of this quality, but still, it's still African. It's from, our fabrics come from West Africa, that is Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. And the designs or the motifs behind every fabric are with African, heritage or culture, which is more like the same for most Africans. So for Uganda, I think they can still associate themselves with this.
The various African fabrics we see around us are wax prints from Congo and Zaire, lace from Nigeria, kangas and kitenge which originated from the coast of East Africa. Woodin comes with a variety of prints to suit all occasions from casual to weddings. If you love African clothes but have no idea where to start, Kathy does have some advice.
25 different themes of fabrics with warm, natural tone colors that suits our African, complexion and pretty much everybody that comes around, not only African black skin, but every color complexion. Like this one is called Tentation de Woodin. It's one of our designs. Actually, this is like 2 months old on the market. It's very new. Then we have it's more fancier. It has the fancier look on it. It has the gold spilled. And then we have the Afrique. And the design or inspiration behind this is the environment, Africa as a whole. It's very vibrant, warm. So we have the red and the natural brown for the background. Spirit Noir et Blanc. This is basically a black and white print. So you'll find we have a variety of them in that white and black, very trendy. Trésor is the other fancier brand we have. It's right here with warm, vibrant, natural colors. We have the Impression de Woodin. People love this fabric. This is, I think, we just opened a month. Now it's been a month, but we are out of this totally. It's just one piece left. Afrique, we just got this in 2 weeks ago. Bassam, very natural. Style, very elegant. But we really encourage our market here that it may seem too busy for one to put to wear, but we do have the plains that kill the busyness of the print. So with a good designer, they should be able to blend it, mix it, and it will come out like I am dressed myself. Like this first table here, it's full of fancier metallic prints for like parties, evening, dinner, bridal parties. We have it on this first table. The second table has the plains that we mix with the prints just to kill the busyness. We have the waxes that we think are more for we get clients in here that are really, really into that. And then we have there. But I know we have one particular brand here, Safari. This is very, very much appreciated here in Africa. Or they really feel like, yes, they're in Africa. It gives that sense of belonging once you're here. Okay, we have the children's also made out of prints. 10, 12 years olds. Actually, children's we have from 4 years and on. I have one of my staff people here dressed in a spirit shirt. Men are easy to design for, and they're not as complicated as the women. So for men, we have quite a variety for them to pick, unlike the women. And we get women in here saying, how come we don't have, you know, something sewn? But we want them to pick the fabric, we mix it, and you know, they walk out of here happy.
And to top it all off, Woodin also has some original African jewelry and accessories.
We have the bags also from the, actually these are basically from the Bogolan print, inspirations from Mali. Very, very nice bags to hold. I have professional staff in here that will help you pick a fabric based on the occasion you're going on, that will whatever occasion you are attending. Just let us know what you want to do with it and we'll advise you the right way.
Taking a peek at the future plans, what is cooking at Woodin, Uganda?
I hope to see Woodin being one of the fashion branded names on everybody's, you know, style of dressing, because we have it all.
Talking about style and fabric, what is Kathy's personal style?
Personally, I'm more into the freestyle, but trendy as well. I guess it kind of shows what I'm wearing now. Yeah, I go with the new trends, but on a more conservative end.
Contemporary dance is a name given to a form of 20th century concert dance. It draws on modern dance techniques and an array of still developing philosophies of movement based on the study of human body and mind interrelationships.
Contemporary dance, we can say, is something that is post-modern dance. So there were the early modern dancers that were in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Then after that period, we have the postmodern dancers, and today we have something called contemporary dance, which is a technique that can fuse any style, really, with a foundation in training, which is strong legs, strong feet, being able to jump, having a lot of range of motion, utilizing a lot of space.
Postmodern dance pioneers and others in the early 1960s to 70s were busy deconstructing and reconstructing dance conventions, developing radical approaches to movement and choreography, and questioning what is to dance and who can be a dancer. Some of the notable contemporary dance artists are Trisha Brown, David Gordon, Yvonne Rainer.
Ballet is a form of dance that was developed in the courts of Louis XIV and also in Italy at around the same time. They were steps that were developed in particular response to Louis XIV and how he wanted the noblemen to act, basically, which is the same as, say, Baksimba as being a court dance in the Buganda kingdom. Well, this dance really developed as a classical dance form that was performed in theaters for an audience. And it became a very restrictive form. Women were in point shoes and they wore tutus, which were very tight-fitting, kind of corset-like costumes. And at the turn of the century, in the early 1900s, some dancers in Europe and rebelled against ballet and started a movement called modern dance. And these women, mostly women, decided to dance barefoot. They decided to dance in any kind of clothing that was not restricted. They decided that they could start using the torso. There were many African Americans in the United States, like Pearl Primus and Catherine Dunham, who started studying African dance techniques and incorporating that with modern dance. So basically, modern dance is something that kept kind of the concepts of ballet training, but modified it into something that was modern.
Contemporary dance is not a common form of dance here in Uganda, but it is slowly being appreciated.
And I did a solo contemporary dance, and people were laughing at me. And because they didn't know what I was doing. They thought, who is this Mzungu up there, like, doing this crazy dance? And I thought, oh my God, like, why are they laughing at me? So since then, I mean, I think there is a huge change in the appreciation of the audience since 2000. I mean, there's no comparison.
I've never actually watched one live before, only on TV, but it's different. It's a different twist to what we normally see, and it's interesting.
Rather than emphasizing the technique per se, which is seen more as a tool for the dancer, it is also a means by which to strengthen the body, increase flexibility through a deliberate exposure of the contemporary dancer to a wide range of techniques to ensure versatility.
I started dancing when I was in Masaka because it was part of the school curriculum, more of a disciplinary measure, but also something to help us grow in our expression and also be able to have the confidence, the ability to stand out and say, this is who I am, take the consequences of your choices.
I think I remember when I had just gone to campus, that's when I was given dance as a course to take. And at first I asked myself, what am I gonna do with this? Because I never had a clue about dance as in a professional dancer. What I discovered after a while, it was another form of art that was really good and so rich and it was worthwhile to explore.
That brings this edition of the Art and Design Show to a close. Remember, music washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. Do send us your comments and suggestions about the show. Our address is artanddesign@ntvuganda.co.ug. Join us for more next week. Until then, do enjoy the rest of your viewing.
This is NTV.
With a body weight of up to 2 tons, the hippopotamus rivals the white rhinoceros as the second largest living land animal. It averages 3.5 meters long and 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder. Its name means river horse and it's semi-aquatic, inhabiting rivers and lakes in the grassland portions of Africa. The hippopotamus is recognizable for its enormous barrel-shaped hairless body, big broad head and stubby legs. Even though it's a bulky animal, a hippo runs almost as fast as a human at 30 miles per hour. It's brownish gray on top with a light pink color underneath. The hippopotamus has its ears, nose and eyes positioned on top of its head so it can remain submerged and still monitor what's going on around it. A hippo spends most of its day lazing in the water with its top exposed and occasionally basking on a sandbar. When it submerges, it closes its nostrils and ears so water won't get in. It emerges every 4 to 6 minutes to breathe. The process of surfacing and breathing is automatic, and even a hippo sleeping underwater will rise and breathe without waking. Hippopotami live in herds with the largest pods of up to 100 animals, with one dominant male of the river. The hippopotamus is herbivorous and nocturnal. It comes out of the water at night to graze and can eat up to 68 kilograms a night. Female hippos reach reproductive prime at 5 to 6 years of age, while males at around 7.5 years. Takes place in the water, with the female submersion period of 8 months. The female hippopotamus will go off by herself to have her calf. She will then stay away from the herd for from 10 to 44 days. A hippo's lifespan is typically 40 to 50 years.
Today, on Showcase Uganda, we visit one of Uganda's oldest districts, Masaka, and discover a perfect getaway for a weekend of relaxation with your family. It is time for us to be off again for more adventures and discoveries. On this time, our expedition takes us 80 kilometers along Masaka Road to the southern Uganda region, destination Masaka District. Masaka District is one of the oldest districts of Uganda. Originally, it consisted of Rakai, Kalangala and Sembabule, making it once the largest district in Uganda. Today, Masaka has been reduced in size after Kochi, Sese Islands and Sembabule sub-districts were elevated to the district status. The district is bordered by Sembabule in the northwest, Mpigi district in the north, Rakai district in the west and south, and Kalangala district in the east. Like other regions in the country close to water bodies, Masaka's topography is a unique combination of tropical forests, rolling hills, marshland, swamps, plains, and lake. With an average annual rainfall of between 1100 to 1200 millimeters, the district is ideal for agriculture. The rainfall pattern is bimodal, having 2 crop seasons with dry spells in between July and August, as well as January and March. This makes crop farming the main occupation in the area. Although Mbarara district has taken over the first position as the chief producer of matoke in Uganda, for a long time matoke and coffee have been the main crops grown in Masaka district. The deep, fertile soils have also contributed to the growing of other crops like cassava, maize, beans, sweet potatoes, and tea. Livestock rearing is also practiced in this area, and thus the main source of income is the sale of crops and livestock. Lorries and pickups must penetrate deep into interior areas in search for this food for Kampala and Masaka town. The activity in the marketplace for trade, with produce coming in even from neighboring districts. The Masaka Central Market, which is enclosed and has a number of well-built structures, is not as busy as the Nyendo Market, which is found on the outskirts of Masaka town. The assortment of commodities available in the market can only be matched by the traders and customers who flock to the market from neighboring districts of Rakai, Sembabule, Barara and Bushenyi. The market, though made up of temporary structures, is quite clean and spacious, having been shifted to its present site from its old and congested location on the Kakata Road. After taking in the colorful ambience of the marketplace, we decide to make a tour of Masaka town, the chief town of the district. Our route takes us through Nyendo, which is quickly but steadily turning into a fast-growing commercial center. Masaka town lies west of Lake Victoria. Contrary to our expectations, it has not economically developed as fast as other major towns in the country. For a long time, it was the second largest town in Uganda, which is no longer the case. This, many have largely attributed to the destruction it underwent during the 1979 Liberation War that ousted Idi Amin from power. It is said Masaka has never fully recovered. The town has mostly retained the old colonial-style buildings that were constructed during the colonial era. It is claimed that the reason why there is not a lot of fresh modern architectural designed buildings is that many of Masaka residents have been migrating to greener pastures in the capital, Kampala, where they have set up big businesses and even constructed major structures. Another contributing factor to this trend, it is said, has been the suspension of the activities of the Masaka Cooperative Union, which played a key role in the economic development of the district. In spite of all the setbacks, trade is definitely thriving. It has grown into a major stopover for those en route to other tourist destinations like the national parks. Travelers will be able to find almost anything in Masaka supermarkets or in the numerous shops in the town. With the vast amount of activity and traffic going on, the town would definitely be able to benefit if investment was made in infrastructure like shopping malls, modern theaters, and hotels. Hidden away within the villages of Masaka, Lake Nabugabo is a pleasant surprise. Your drive through miles of forest and rural landscapes will not adequately prepare you for this gem in the countryside. The magnificent expanse of water with its beautiful beaches is a delightful contrast. In this rural setting is a chance to actively enjoy nature in an environment that is both calm and beautiful. Since this is a popular resort for weekends and public holidays, you may find quite a number of activities going on. Beach volleyball is a farm favorite, and it will help you relieve all the tensions and pressures of everyday life. After a vigorous game, you can actually go and cool down in the inviting glistening waters of the lake or go for a boat ride. After working up an appetite from all the delightful activities, you can have a meal at the Sand Beach Hotel or opt for a picnic lunch. Also, for those who enjoy animal company, tame and friendly donkeys will provide some amusement as they constantly prowl around and without invitation help themselves to your meal. Cottages or the Sand Beach Hotel. You can even set up camp with tents or chill out in a caravan. It has all the necessary amenities for sleeping, cooking, eating, and even washing up. Time out at Nabugabo can be a truly refreshing experience.
The beach is so nice, as you can see. The scene is so lovely. I've enjoyed the waters. It's my first time to come here. We've been playing volleyball over there, and we've had some fun in the waters. We've had some nice food, drinks, and we have enjoyed a lot.
I've liked almost everything about here. I've really had a good time. Yeah, I went swimming, I went boat riding, bird watching. Everything was very good.
Well, spending time with family. Yeah, that's the thing I have loved most.
We leave all the fun of Nabugabo behind and head for the Kakata landing site to get a glimpse of the ferry, since we are right onto the road to Kakata. Even from a distance, the glistening waters of the mighty Lake Victoria were impressive. The massive waters were steady with a cool breeze blowing over the area, and flocks of birds were swimming in the waters and flying lazily overhead. The jetty, though quiet and sleepy at our arrival, soon burst into a flurry of activity as the ferry approached from the islands. It was quite amazing to see the huge ferry dock. Its capacity is incredible, as it's able to comfortably accommodate a sizable number of cars and lorries, in addition to an assortment of merchandise. This is from the motorboats which were being used for transportation. The ferry is able to make 4 trips a day, and so business with the islands is now booming. There was a flood of activity as people rushed off the ferry in a hurry to board the few taxis leaving for Nyendo town. Another lot then boarded the ferry for its return trip to the islands. Pretty soon, the jetty is back to its sleepy state. After an enjoyable day, we finally returned to the Brevard Hotel, which provides some of the best accommodation and service facilities available within Masaka. Its elegant comfort makes it an ideal place to stay if you are in Masaka for a few days or as a stopover on your way to or from Kampala. The guests have a chance to trade stories about their different amazing discoveries in the Pearl of Africa over a meal in the hotel's dining room. Afterwards, you can have a cool, refreshing drink in a tranquil and homely atmosphere anytime as you rest and make plans for your next move. If you are in the mood to take on the nightlife in Masaka town, you will find yourself gravitating towards Ambiance Discotheque. It is found on the roadside just before you enter Masaka town and is actually very easy to spot, since at this time of night, that's where everybody seems to be heading. Other residents with a more sedate taste have created a nook for themselves at the Club 2000. Here, the youth who harbor dreams of becoming music stars strut their stuff in the hopes of being discovered by some benefactor. Masaka town does indeed have its moments. When Showcase Uganda returns, we visit Buama and encounter a farm offering a unique product. Our return journey to Kampala was quite uneventful until we reached Buama. Having heard a lot about the crocodiles of Buama, we decided to put picture to story by visiting the famous crocodile farm. We branched off the main road and took the Maram Road through the serene countryside up to the farm. We were in for a surprise. Instead of the farm-like structures we had in mind, we were soon confronted with the most picturesque resort, complete with a stunning beach and cottages. Apparently, a trip to Buama is not only about visiting these remarkable reptiles. You can take a break and enjoy a few days of relaxing scenery and tranquility. We then made our way to the awesome crocodiles, which are under commercial production for their skin and meat. The farm consists of 9 ponds, each housing a different number of crocodiles depending on age and size. The crocodiles are not. Eggs are collected from Murchison Falls National Park and incubated. The hatching and rearing is then done at the farm. Harvesting of the crocodile skin and meat is done when they're 3 to 4 years old and is done twice a year. According to the manager of Camp Crocs, Richard Alinda, the farm is on an extension program which will also include an in-house breeding project.
Early in the morning we make sure these crocodiles are in a healthy condition. In a healthy condition, it means these ponds have to be clean. From 1 day to 1 year, we feed them 3 times a week. So we jump 1 day and feed them on the next day. Then from 2 to 3, we feed them 2 times a week. Then from 3 to 4, and the rest we feed them once a week.
We also had a chance to make the acquaintance of Benjamin the man-eater. The 5-meter crocodile is reputed to have terrorized them for 20 years before his capture by Wildlife Authority personnel.
He's around 64 years old. He eats around 50 kilos of meat. He weighs around 600 kilos, and they said it ate more than 84 people. I mean, if you know what he wants, if you know how he responds, he's friendly. But if you don't know all the behaviors of crocodiles, it's very unfortunate that you may die.
it knows where it can jump at once and reach. So if you are not careful, you reach that marked part, it can get you at once. But if you know how it reacts to any movement, it hunts, how it is able to fight, then you can manage it.
Benjamin, who weighs up to 1,000 kilograms, was loaded onto a pickup by 50 local fishermen and then relocated to this farm. Apparently, his man-eating days are over. Next week on Showcase Uganda,
This is NTV.
Coming up on Rendezvous.
they've reached. Made brother turn again when more.
This week on Rendezvous, we feature the South-styled ghetto president. Also thrilling dance moves in corner dance and the top 5 videos that have made it to the Rendezvous chart. The world is looking for somebody to do something, not explaining why he did not. This quotation is from none other than His Excellency Bobi Wine, the ghetto president. Portraying one who has gone through all the constant hardships and despair third world musicians go through. Bobi Wine has managed to transcend all these to carve out a name for himself. He's proof that with belief in yourself and dedication, one can overcome all. Now we let the ghetto president take us through his musical journey, right from Kalyonso, the ostracized track, to now the most illustrious ragamuffin dancehall superstar in his homeland. Up close with Bobi Wine.
I come from a family of 40 children. My father has more than 40 children. I'm the sixth born from my mother. My mother has 10 children. I was born and bred in Kamucha, though my heritage is in Gomba.
Bobi Wine was christened Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, born on the 12th of February 1982 in Pija district, southwest of Kampala's capital of Kampala. His childhood life was characterized by moving from one school to another that he lost tally.
I went to Kololo SS for my advanced certificate of education. I went to Makerere University, where I did music, dance and drama and graduated. And basically, that's about me. I'm an artist. You know, I started singing way back, but professionally, I began in 1996. I look out to the meaning, first of all. I try to ensure that what I'm singing is going to inspire something. You understand? Because, you know, back in the days I was doing rude boy music. But right now, young child. But as you grow up, you tend to think like a grown up. Yeah? Now, back in the days I was doing rude boy lyrics. But right now I do like righteous and inspirational lyrics. And I do music that even my son will listen to and be proud of me. You see? So, in music, in my lyrics, I look at what happened to me, what happened to people around me, what I hear in stories, what I'm told, what I imagine. You see, basically it's around me and my perception and other people's perceptions about life.
His musical talent started to emerge early, and by O levels, he had already composed a number of songs, but unfortunately didn't have the means to record these compositions. It is one of the many difficult moments Bobi recalls in his long artistic journey. In 1998, after his A-levels, he finally saved up enough money to record 4 low-budget music tracks, Kalyonso, Doreen and Namuleme. These unfortunately didn't get good airplay owing to their poor quality. Even with this false start, Bobi didn't give up. In 2000, Bobi gave it another go and recorded 2 singles, Abachala and Kagoma. The latter didn't do well, but it was the former Kagoma that broke the ice for Bobi.
In 2000, late 2000, I recorded Kagoma, but it hit the charts in 2001. Yeah, and you know, that was the birth of the new king of dancehall. Because since the days of Kagoma, I've never looked back.
Bebe Cool ne Zuena, Chameleon ne Dorotia, Bobi Wine ne Babiwe, Ragadi ne Mama Baby, Olanda Vedanabana, Eddie Awe yo Kansilike, Uchamani no Mugogwe, Sojamugisha yo Yalukoka, Suna Mami, Akoga Majisone Bina, Suna Daddy.
Which people does the ghetto president draw his inspiration from? Who are his role models?
There are people, not just one particular artist. Though Shabarangs and Chakadimas and Bugembe were a big influence in me internationally. But locally were guys like Ragadi, guys like Bebe Cool, guys like Menton Sama, guys like Orlando. I used to watch them when I was still a kid, and they inspired me quite a lot.
Ziggy Bobi Wine to Basaba fast. Jim Gone DJ Rota Kona dance. Oh my Sunda Mobimba Luno. Sunda 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 Pakawansi. Sunda 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 Pakawansi.
The life around me, the life that I've experienced, the life that my friends have experienced. Like I told you, I was born and bred in the ghetto in Kamocha, and that's where everything happens. In the ghetto, it's real. Tears are real, smiles are real, misery is real, joy is real. You understand? So, my background experience. Yeah, so that's the experience that drives me.
Bobi has done a good number of successful collaborations which include Funtula, a huge hit with Bebe Cool, Sunda, another mega hit with Ziggy D of the Enomike fame, Tata Wabana and Mama Mbire, done in duet with Juliana Kanyomozi. These two songs are arguably Bobi's most successful and most loved collaborations to date. Bobi Wine's most recent collaborations have been with upcoming star Nubian Lee. Together, they have released Adam Nekawa and Abalunji Balumia.
Nubian Lee is very talented. He's a very talented young man who holds the future, you know. So it's my duty as a big brother to direct him through the road of life and show him and inspire him, just like I was inspired by elders. You know. The people I represent speak Uganda. The people I represent have the least, you know, percentage of people of elites, you know. So I always want to carry message, to send messages and be sure that the messages have got home. People, Buju say you should dance a yard before you dance abroad. So I have to represent these guys to the fullest. Yeah.
Bobi Wine's repertoire includes 7 albums: Kagoma, Funtula, Mwekume, Tata Wabana, Wendi, Bada, and his latest Chiwani.
To the world scene, make the people know the truth scene, and when we surviving on the ghetto man.
Like most artists, Bobi also has a personal favorite among his songs.
My favorite song is part-time, per period of time, depending on the experience. Yeah, but currently my favorite song is Chikomando.
katonda yakwerabira abagaka bangi girabevuga enkoko balya naye tegenda.
I've made the ghetto youth realize that they can make it in life no matter how harsh the situation is now, because me, that is where I come from. I came from the ghetto, and you know, I know I inspire guys. When somebody sees me the way I am now and looks back on how my life was, the confidence that they too can make it in life.
Yo, the original gangster troubles by
I've inspired quite a lot of youth, and they've made it out of the ghetto, you know. I've made people believe in hard work. I've made the public realize that it's not what we look like that matters, but what we do.
Bobby has managed to climb from a nobody in the late 90s to one of the biggest artists in Uganda today. Bobby has over the years won various accolades, including the coveted Artist of the Year PAM Award 2006. We're all anxiously waiting to see if he can hold on to PAM's top award this year. Bobi Wine is currently venturing into movies and recently starred in a movie entitled as one of his latest. He says had he not been a musician, he would be a boxer.
I love boxing. That's my passion. If I was not a singer, I would be a boxer.
Together with the Firebase crew, which includes Butcherman, the Vice President, Nubian Lee, the Prime Minister, and the rest of the Ghetto Cabinet, Bobby remains a force to reckon with in the region's music arena.
Yo, this is Bobi Wine, straight from the ghetto, and you're watching Rendezvous only on NTV. So remember that, everybody. So when I lie to the world, sin. Make the people know the truth, see?
This is NTV.
Our star profile today is the breathtakingly beautiful R&B soul singer Juliana Kanyomozi. A second last born in a family of 6 children, Juliana was born on the 27th November 1980. Juliana started her career while performing karaoke in different places around Kampala in the early 90s. Juliana, together with Irene Namubiru in their group IJ, did wonders when they released a track album that immediately became a hit. The IJ duo was Juliana's first music collaboration, though an incident of luck since they were brought together after Steve Jean spotted their talent. Juliana Kanyomozi has risen to become one of the biggest music divas in Uganda and East Africa at large. She has won at least 10 Pearl of Africa Music Awards. In 2004, she won Best R&B Artist. In 2005, Most Inspiring Song, Best R&B Single, Best R&B Artist, Best Female Artist, and Song of the Year for her song Mamambire. She has collaborated with Bobi Wine and they came up with tracks like Tatawa Vana Yani. Kanyomozi also sang tracks like Say Yes. Juliana Kanyomozi was also a part of the HIV/AIDS campaign song called A Little Bit of Love, with Ugandan musicians like Kid Fox, Jackie Chandiru, Simbi, Nanduja, Nikki Nola, Peter Miles, Mr. Mosh and Misach Semakula, among many others who brought out their best of talent, AIDS and the solutions to prevent the killer disease. Her music prowess has also seen her as a judge of Project Fame, a music competition for artists from East Africa. Also, her song, Kanyimbe, became a hit in the gospel world, and this truly enmeshed her versatility with all genres of music. Juliana is a first cousin to King Oyo of the Toro Kingdom in Uganda, a fact that many people in Uganda do not know. Kanyomozi's father and King Oyo's father are biological brothers, and that she's actually a princess of the Toro Kingdom as well.
This is NTV. This is NTV. This is NTV. This is NTV. This is NTV.
We have to accept that the speed at which we are delivering in some of these constituencies has been very slow.
We are our own enemies.
Museveni tells NRM leaders as he wants internal intrigues could destroy the party.
Welcome to NTV Tonight this Tuesday evening. Tonight, President Museveni and NRM leaders own up that all is not well in the party.
And following the rescue of 2 children who were kidnapped 3 months ago, on NTV Tonight, we pose the question, what could be the cause of the increasing number of child abduction and abuse in Kampala? Be sure to have your say on NTV poll later on in tonight's newscast.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Tuesday edition of NTV Tonight. Let's now have a look at the rest of the headlines.
We
are still investigating you, police tell suspected gay activists who were briefly arrested yesterday.
Life in the hands of a kidnapper. Parents speak of their 3-month agony after their 2 children were rescued yesterday.
And on the farm this week, why sim farming could be a profitable venture for you.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us here on NTV Tonight. Welcome. I am Faith Ariho.
I am Gabriel Epeno. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, President Yoweri Museveni has considered that poor service delivery in some parts of the country, unfulfilled presidential promises, intrigue and divisions within the ruling NRM party are the major factors weakening it on the ground.
Museveni, who is also the NRM party chairman, told the NRM party caucus meeting at Entebbe State House last night to stop the intrigues and infighting, which has said has caused NRM to lose in most of the recent by-elections.
As Agnes Nandutu reports, Museveni also reportedly cautioned the Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi, who is also the party Secretary General, against imposing his individual decisions on members as party positions.
President Yoweri Museveni last evening summoned an impromptu NRM party caucus meeting at Entebbe State House, which went on until late into the night. Top on the agenda of the meeting was to find out why the NRM party has continued to lose elections to the opposition in the recent by-elections. According to the NRM party caucus vice chairman David Bahati, President Yoweri Museveni pointed out a number of factors which he said should be addressed urgently.
We have lost 4 by-elections out of the 5 that we have had. So we have been trying to find out, in most cases, why our members of the NRM party are willing to vote opposition candidates.
We must rise up and challenge such a status quo. That is the concern, right from the party president and chairman up to the NRM members and supporters, the foot soldiers on the ground.
Among the factors he pointed out in the meeting were unprincipled infighting, poor service delivery, unfulfilled presidential promises, selfishness among party leaders, poor communication on NRM achievements, police violence during campaigns and elections, poor monitoring mechanisms, and poor research.
We have to accept that the speed at which we are delivering in some of these constituencies has been very slow. In some cases where we have delivered services, they are not communicated to the public to show that we have achieved a lot. But I think the unprincipled infighting within the party has caused our party members to choose to vote other parties. This is a major concern that we are now going to handle as we move forward.
Failure to deliver on our promises and pledges in the campaign manifesto, poor delivery of services like roads, poverty amongst the people, all those contribute to the poor performance.
According to MPs who attended the meeting, the president also reportedly questioned the Prime Minister John Patrick Amama Mbabazi as why he allegedly imposed his individual candidate for Yala speakership on members as the party's official position.
He also mentioned about the recent exercise of Yala to say individuals, we did not have a position as caucus. So it was erroneous for one like Honorable Mama Mbabazi to impose his view as the NRM position.
All these factors, Museveni reportedly directed the party leaders to discuss with members and find solutions. The caucus also appointed chairpersons for new parliamentary committees. Agnes Nandutu, NTV Parliament.
Other police are continuing with investigations into a group of suspected gay activists who were briefly detained yesterday at a Kampala suburb. Commissioner of Police for Kampala Metropolitan in the Criminal Investigation Department, Charles Chatarambi, says police will decide whether to prefer the charges against the suspects or not. Ethics and Integrity Minister Reverend Simon Lokodo has scoffed at donor countries and the United States President Barack Obama, saying Uganda would rather forego aid than accept activities of the gay community in Uganda. Jingo Francis has the details.
Police yesterday raided a Sera Country hotel in Nigeria, a city suburb in Kampala, and detained a group of suspected gay activists.
I am an LGBTI person, so my community is the LGBTI community.
Me, I'm on business. I'm Kenyan. I'm a business person.
They were arrested together with a Canadian national and another whose identity could not be established. The group of 20 are understood to have come from Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. Police say the suspects were released on bond, but the investigations are going on.
We are just verifying their documents and trying to reconcile and see if what they were doing was legal or illegal. We want to relate it to the laws that are there and see if these people committed any offense. If they did commit any offense, there is no problem. We thought that there was an offense being committed under section 145 and 146 of the Penal Code Act. We got there, we recovered documents. Now we are processing the documents like police does every day to see if any offense was committed.
Ethics and Integrity Minister Reverend Father Simon Rokodo is insisting that the government of Uganda won't relent on its clampdown on suspected gay groups.
They are now at large, but we are following them to make sure that all is done to bring them to book and they receive the deserved verdict. And everybody else will know that at least in Uganda, we have no room yet for homosexuals and lesbians.
Reverend Father Simon Rokodo is also warning that Uganda will not be deterred by US President Barack Obama's threats to abandon the controversial anti-homosexuality bill against sexual minority groups. He says Ugandans rather die of poverty than subjecting them to an illegal and immoral behavior.
We had better die poor than lose our dignity as Ugandans. If they don't like to give us their money and attach it to our adherence to their immoral behavior, we had better renounce that money and remain as we are. At least let him learn from me today that I borrowed Shakespeare's statement. I had better laugh when my dog is barking at a crow on a tree than enjoy a statement by a fellow man saying, I love you. Never.
Ndora East Member of Parliament David Bahati, the move of the anti-homosexuality bill currently before Parliament, says all is set to have the bill discussed in Parliament when the new session of Parliament begins next week.
The current legal regime in the Penal Code Act is so weak. That's why we brought in the bill to strengthen it. And we have been assured by Honorable Tashobia that he's going to work on this bill this coming session.
The bill is currently before the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, and if it's passed in its current form, homosexuals and lesbians could be liable to life imprisonment. Jingo Francis, NTV.
The parents of 2 children who were kidnapped 3 months ago and were rescued yesterday by the police have spoken of their agony and anxiety during the period. 4-year-old Simon Kaijuka and his little brother, who were just 1 month old then, were kidnapped at their mother's workplace. Julius Sekendwa reports on the family trying to pick up the pieces after a traumatic 3-month ordeal.
It seems there is something missing on her head. We don't think she's normal. They better first take her to Tabika and check her head then.
Kenneth Kaijuka bases his assumption on Sylvia Aari's past records, where she is alleged to have made off with 3 kids, with one being her own sister's child.
Because a normal person cannot take someone's 2 kids pretending to stay with them for long. A normal person cannot do that.
Sylvia Aari is the woman who has caused 3 months of sleepless nights to these 2 parents after allegedly kidnapping their 2 children 3 months ago.
I've been not feeling okay. I've been feeling as if I'm mad. So I've been not feeling okay.
It is not easy when children are stolen and again you get them. I'm very lucky. I praise God.
But now the 2 parents can breathe a sigh of relief after recovering their children, though up to now they don't know what could have been Nakanwaji's motive. Simon Kaijuka, according to his father, narrated to him how Nakanwaji has been beating him on a daily basis, and this can be justified with the marks on his skin.
The boy used to ask for his father. By the time he asked the father, he tries to punish him. She has been feeding him with water, putting sugar and water, cold water.
But their mother, 25-year-old Mariam Babirye, says she has forgiven Nakanwaji upon recovering her children.
I don't know what they will do, because for me, now I'm saved, even I forgive her.
The other revelation received indicates that one day Nakanwaji abducted her sister's child, but unfortunately the child died 2 days later.
Took her to the man at Kayunga. She stayed there for 2 days. Then when she came back with the kid died.
Police are still questioning Nakanwaji as they attempt to get to the bottom of why exactly she kidnapped these two children. Juliana Senkandwa, NTV.
Meanwhile, police have arrested one Vicky Natkunda for allegedly staying with a child for close to 6 months and not informing her parents or the relevant authorities about it. The 13-year-old girl, who was under the custody of the suspect, had moved out of home after claiming she was being mistreated by her step-parents. Maurice Kirya with that.
The suspect, Vicky Natkunda, a resident of Chikoni village in Makerere, has been arrested for having been in illegal custody for 13-year-old Jacqueline. Jacqueline has been out of home for close to 6 months after she claimed she was being mistreated by her stepmom.
She was arrested, and when we interrogated her, the facts weren't coming out properly, because she was saying that she had only stayed with the kid for only 10 days. But on further interrogation, we have realized that actually the kid has been staying with this woman since February.
Police are holding Vicky Natkunda as a suspect for staying with 13-year-old Jacqueline and not informing the police.
People at the village are saying they have been seeing this kid around. The girl has been around and she has been mistreated. They would see her moving around the village and also asking for some food.
Police later visited Natkunda's home to conduct a search of the premises to search for any other evidence and also to retrieve the girl's property.
Coaching the child to lie that they have been staying together for 10 days when the kid has been staying here for more than 5 months. So there are more questions to be answered by Natkunda, and we believe that once we have finished our part, the file will be taken back to Uganda, where the offense was committed from.
2 policemen were then stationed at the suspect's home to get more information from the neighbors.
Well, it looks like cases of child kidnap and abuse have become commonplace once again, and it is on this issue that we would like to engage you in our NTV poll tonight. We are asking, what do you make of the increasing cases of children being kidnapped and abused in Kampala and its suburbs? What do you make of the increasing cases of children being kidnapped and abused in Kampala and its suburbs?
To have your say, text 8778 followed by yes and no, as well as your name and where you are texting from, and we shall be reading some of your comments during tonight's newscast, as well as bringing you the final poll result for tonight.
We'll take a short break right now, but there's so much more to expect on NTV tonight when we return.
3 people hospitalized at Mulago after a building they were demolishing collapsed on them.
We will also have the latest on the saga surrounding the Kampala land board. NTV Tonight continues after this short break. See you shortly.
This is NTV.
The self-styled ghetto president is one of Uganda's top singers. Born on 12 February 1982 in Mpigi district, Bobi Wine, also known as Robert Chagulanyi, grew up from the slums of Kamocha in Kampala. His career started way back in high school, where he entertained fellow students for the small fee of 50 shillings each. This culminated into his first hit, Akagoma, in 2000. Bobi Wine has managed to build himself a winning brand name by releasing several albums such as Kagoma, Funtula, Bam Bam, amongst many others. In 2006, he won the coveted Artist of the Year prize in the Pearl of Africa Music Awards. Bobby holds a bachelor's degree in music, dance and drama from the prestigious Makerere University. He's happily married to Barbara Itungo, with whom they have 3 children, Kampala Solomon Walakira, Shalom Nairobi, and Shilling Shaka. He lives in a mansion in Gayaza and has driven all the vehicles of his dreams, including a custom-made Cadillac Escalade, which he recently...
Welcome back. We start with a reminder of our NTV poll question for tonight and some of your responses. We ask, what do you make of the increasing cases of children being kidnapped and abused in Kampala and its suburbs? I'll say that again. What do you make of the increasing cases of children being kidnapped and abused in the city and its suburbs?
To have your say, text 8778, then yes or no, and followed by your name and where you are texting from. Let's now take a look at some of your comments so far.
Ojwang Martin, you say weak laws against child trafficking and little or no pay for house helps is the root cause of all of this.
And Chief Abirunji here says kidnappers should be hanged.
Well, keep those comments coming. We shall sample some more at the end of this bulletin. And moving on, the police have denied claims that they have finalized investigations at Kampala District Land Board and stated that operations at the police remain suspended indefinitely.
The board was dissolved last month and the premises closed on the directions of KCCA Executive Director Jennifer Musisi, who cited abuse of office by the directors.
Immediately tomorrow, the offices will be open and we are going to resume our duties without any interference.
Earlier today, a section of media reports indicated that the Kampala District Land Board was to be reopened by Kampala Capital City Authority as investigations into alleged fraud there continue. The decision apparently was reached during a council meeting yesterday, in which it was agreed that the offices be reopened to allow city land transactions to continue. However, police have denied the resumption of work at the board and instead stated that they've transferred the process of investigation to the department charged with solving land fraud. They will also remain on guard at the board's premises until investigations are complete.
That case has since been transferred to our lands unit, and the investigations are progressing on well until we are sure that we are done with it. Then it can be handed over to the people who are mandated or who own it.
However, Kampala Road Mayor Elias Lukwago says the motion that was passed yesterday by the council to have the offices reopened until the matter is concluded by court should be effected by the executive director.
We expect the executive director and the entire technical team to comply with the decision of the authority and implement it. So if it is not implemented, again, we shall see the course of action we shall take as the authority.
According to Musisi, the Ministry of Lands advised that the board's work be handled by the Uganda Land Commission as a final solution was being sought. Musisi says that at the moment, the authority is following advice from the Solicitor General, declaring the board irrelevant since Kampala ceased being a district.
Let's take a look at more stories making headlines across Uganda tonight.
3 people have been rushed to Mulago Hospital after a building they were demolishing came down on them. The building on Nassau Road is said to have caved in about 2 p.m. and it's still unclear how many people could be beneath the rubble. Rescue efforts are still continuing tonight.
The current stand is that this structure, which was already under demolition, came down crashing, and the operator was there. He got injured, and we are told that 2 or 3 other people could have been there, and 2 of them have been accounted for, including the operator. So what we are told is that there could be, nobody is sure, but that there could be the 4th person who is not yet accounted for, and that's the one that we want to look for and account for.
Meanwhile, investigations into the attempted murder allegations of city businessman Ronald Semakula, popularly known as Lubereto, are complete. Police say Lubereto's file has been submitted to the Director of Public Prosecution before he is taken to court.
On the shootout by Semakula, Ronald is complete, and the file has already been submitted to DPP for advice. We expect to get it by tomorrow, and after we get the file, depending on the minute from the DPP, a decision will be taken. If the file is sanctioned, then we will appear in court.
Elsewhere, 36 pieces of ivory have been seized by aviation police at NTV International Airport. The suspect, Brian Michael, is on the run, but he is said to have been flying the ivory out of the country for sale.
We suspect they were in transit from our neighboring countries, either Congo, Southern Sudan, but as I said, the investigations will let us know.
It stipulates clearly, if you are found with wildlife without a license, you can be fined or imprisoned or both.
And in Mityana, students of St. Charles Ranjiri Secondary School are on strike over continued teacher absenteeism.
Malcolm Musime is standing by to bring us tonight's NTV Business. So Malcolm, what do you have in store for us this evening?
Thank you very much, Gabriel and Faith. And in business tonight, a very good evening to you all. The debate concerning the use of funds held by NSSF to finance government infrastructure projects is gaining pace. Join me after they break this and more on NTV Business, so just don't go away.
Those structural rigidities that encumber production have the ones which have created a problem, because we are all living off a smaller and smaller base. You look at the gap between imports and exports, then you begin to see the problem. So we must be encouraging productivity, we must be encouraging more fiscal discipline, but you people, when you go to the villages, you demand more districts, your cousins and relatives eat more rats, and there you go. That's how we live. When we come and say, let's have a dam, you people say, how can you use the money to build a dam? So the controversy, the contradiction between in our mindset is just appalling.
This is NTV.
Kwene embeera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakugwamu maama
bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale
sogera byange kibanda bana bagambanga ne bagamba ne bweyagala nkubulira ebyange ja tugende emyanzi
mpulira abanyumya ababeera bakujerega waliko omusawo w'ekinnaasi e South Africa baba bakujerega obituufu
baba banjerega oyo mufere mubbi yennyini yeetaaga miggo
omuntu wa bulijjo tomuzannyirangako abeeranga dormant volcano
bwemba mukkiriza nina takuwa mugiyita
ate takuwa gobeera mugoberezi tolowooza nti muli mulimo oyogerera omusiraamu senga naakubuuza nti katonda yagamba atya
oba oli pasita ng'okyawa olimba obba oyenda olina abakazi basatu please heaven is waiting for you. One day you'll pay, and soon your time is out.
Otisa mon.
Sitisa.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Musima and you're welcome to NTV Business. And first tonight, the issue of using the funds held by the National Social Security Fund to finance government infrastructure projects was only mooted by the President recently. But if he intended to generate debate and test the sentiments of Ugandans on the issue, he has succeeded. First there was opposition, but more proponents are starting to appear. Samuel Setumba reports.
It has been a rare occurrence in the recent past that the financial year budget negatively, directly affects people's salaries. The case in point is the increment from 30 to 40% of income tax for those earning above 10 million shillings a month. This has a ripple effect even for companies.
Of course, naturally, all individuals, they don't want to upset their earnings. They will demand from the employer that please you match up so that I get what at least I used to get. So to the employer, it's an extra cost to this person who is earning above 10 million if you are to retain this person. And this will upset the whole salary structures, of course.
At this budget breakfast organized by Deloitte, the support for the president for using some of the funds held by the NSSF to do infrastructure projects grew even more, while opposing voices also exist.
The way we are behaving in the NSSF, I think it is bordering on not just being bad as some put it. Maybe it is criminal to keep money like that, sit on these stockpiles and do very conservative things, yet the country is extremely poor.
We cannot take this money which we have saved up and put in a pool and use it for what I would term functionally meaningless activities like buying treasury bills.
Using the NSSF money does not have to be controversial because government can easily issue an infrastructure bond in which NSSF and other players can buy into without so much headache and noise. Samuel Setumba, NTV Business.
In the financial markets, most cross-listed companies posted good gains, pushing up all the share index by 45 points. And moving on, Government should do more to support the education sector beyond its recent heft budgetary allocation of 1.7 trillion shillings. The sector observers contend that given the contribution of the sector towards supporting foreign inflows, more government support, especially to private schools, is needed to enable the country consolidate its position as a regional education hub.
The government should take these schools equally. They should not say these are private schools because they are training Ugandans and they attract international students who come in, who bring in money, and this money is spent here. So government should pay attention repairing the roads so that these schools which are training our future leaders in this country are also taken as something important.
Thank you so much. On the falling quality of the students that go through the country's education system, experts assert that more career counselling is needed to stem the problem.
I would say that the basic structure that we have in the school is very good to support what we're trying to achieve. One of the things that we've set up in the school is a careers department. And in fact, if I was to share some advice with listeners out there, I would say to urge their schools to be more involved in promoting careers. We have 2 full-time careers teachers, and some schools would say that that's a waste of our resources and that instead we should be putting those teachers into the classroom. But we believe that the careers department runs very well alongside the rest of the school and promotes the academic work that we're doing.
And that wraps up NTV Business for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll take you back to Gabriel and Faith.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. Now Joel Kamadi is here to take us through sport. What should we expect, Joel?
Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Gabriel. Now Wayne Rooney is back for England tonight in a game that starts about 15 minutes from now.
Well, wish them all the best.
And FIFA is on the spotlight yet again, this time over the fine given to given to Mario Balotelli. No, given to Croatia, £65,000 there, and £85,000 actually, while the team from where was this? Yes, here it is. Croatia was given £65,000 a fine, and Bentner was given £85,000 a fine. So really, they're in the spotlight right now. But more on that. Pearl of Africa Rally returns. I'll be telling you more on this in NTV Sport up next.